buddy. Yeah. Now it can talk. Now we can talk. But what's going on? I know people trying to get in the chat, but welcome to Big Talk Sports, featuring your boy DJ Tampa Bay. One of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers representatives. I got my boy RTP in here though. You go ahead and introduce yourself. Fuck everybody else. We doing Bucks first. What's up, man?
You already know RTP here with Pewter and Red podcast channel on YouTube. We ready, man. We ready. We more ready than the rest of the NFC South think we are. So I'm ready to get down.
Oh, and you know what it is. Since we're going in order, it's the second place Carolina Panthers representative. You know, Mike Ricks in the house. It's going down. Look, got a lot to be excited about this year. I don't give a damn what y'all thinking for preseason. We got a lot to be excited about. Go out to my T-Money.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy, Mr. T-Money 1993, a.k.a. Straight Fast, because that's all I spit on this YouTube thing. And let's get to it, man.
We're going to challenge that today.
Hey, man, what's good, man? It's your boy, Sean J, man. We definitely worst or first in this thing. You know, we camming up because whatever we say, I want you to see. You're going to put a face to what I'm saying to you. You know, we're not hiding behind no avatars. You know, we bringing the heat straight to Carolina. So we about to show y'all what it is, man. So all of that, you know, Twitter, DM, chatting, this is real time. You know, let's see, can you bring it in real time? So let's get it, fellas.
And say Stumptown, go ahead.
Oh, damn. There's no Saint on here.
CB?
Oh, man. If y'all look at this chat, though, look at the chat. Straight cash shit. But when it comes to showing up, where you at?
Hey, man.
Anybody know?
Toughest division rival this year not showing up, man.
Not showing up, man. They the ones that wanted it.
Hey, they show up in the comment section,
but not showing up. They're like a baby father.
Well, y'all.
Oh, that's definitely a classic.
To who?
Because we know there ain't no remix or anything new.
Nothing new.
Who that said they gonna show up? Man, turn that shit off, man.
You already know what's going on.
Hey, man.
49ers.
Shout out to everybody showing up. And see, we got some people up in here. See some names that we seen. What's going on? Donald Duck, Tyrone, Kia, what's up? Marion. Oh shit, my nigga. What's up, man? You made your way. You over here talking about that 49 shit, man. You in the wrong place for that.
Let them know, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
And shout out to Tyree.
But yeah, man, y'all already know, man. Preseason is done. See, we don't want to talk that shit no more. That's why I couldn't come on here continue talking about practice. I couldn't keep on coming here talking about practice.
Practice?
It's over. You know what I mean? We in game mode. We ain't in game week, but we in game mode. It's that time, man. It's time now to put them predictions out there. It's time to make your what was it like your damn, just say what you think gonna happen. It's all gonna go down in this podcast. And you gonna wear this shit for the year. Because we don't delete nothing over here.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So let's get into it. Where we want to start? Do y'all want to start with rosters, or we just gonna jump into the stuff that we need to just jump into? Oh,
hey, man, let's jump into it, man. Because we
jump into it, man. Yeah,
we're about what 10 days away. 10 days away from the game. So let's get into it.
What's up, man?
We show up, man. We ain't gonna play around.
Now, what's up?
Okay, I see you had to wash your face, but you had to put a shirt on.
This play, Carolina, y'all tucking y'all cat. I mean, tails. What's up, man?
You know better than that.
Cat,
man, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
You know better than that.
Ain't nobody scared of them,
man.
Ain't nobody scared of them.
All right.
But I will be in the building. I'm in the building. And we getting done. Yeah. I'm in the building. We win.
Oh, yeah. So we got, all right, week one. Obviously, you got the Falcons and the Panthers. So,
talk about it. Sorry.
What's up? Like, all right. I think somebody need to come on here and eat crow while eating one of them hot chips.
Hot chip challenge.
Oh man.
You gotta wear that shit. I don't wear no water. I was in the tears, like for real.
Man, I got
Hold
good
on.
issues.
Can I do Mike? Since we're both gonna be in the building September the 10th, let's do it live. We'll meet up at the Big Bird as T Money call it an eagle, which is don't make no sense. It's a falcon. So we can meet up at the Big Bird. We could do something right there on the spot. What's up?
We could do something, but can it not be that chip? I got gut issues. Man.
Man,
come on,
let's go. Hey, I'm with you, Mike. I ain't gonna lie.
It's old,
man. I'm 40, man. I can't do that.
Man, you old, yo. All right.
No, man.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick look.
We can do something,
man.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely do something. I love that idea.
Yeah, so we can do something like that. But yeah, we're gonna look at every team real quick before we start getting into this other stuff. And I want everybody to look at their team and say basically why you think you can win this division. And then I want you to turn around and say why you can end up in last. Everybody has a deficiency and everybody has a reason why, if things go right, that they can win the division. And then after that, we'll go into, wherever else this should end up going. I know we got the division rankings, but that's the last thing we're gonna touch.
So is it me or does the Falcons seem like the darlings of the South right now? I think I see a lot of Falcons and Saints. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think Sean J should go clarify what's going on. Why is the media so in love with the Falcons right now? Since we ain't got no Saint representative. Sorry, Jerry. I mean, hey, we tried, bro. We can't.
Y'all don't like to show up.
We can't. We need soldiers. We need soldiers.
Derek Carr hasn't shown up about 7 years.
Soldier rad. They need their soldier rad.
Y'all need some soldiers representing for the Saints, but we can't.
They ain't gonna pull up till they win. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Carolina, you guys will be out of here in a couple weeks. But while I got you here, let me let you know about why the Falcons are kind of being darlings or kind of a favorite pick for the division now is that they have seen what teams can put on the field, right? So when you're evaluating at least the little that we were able to see, right? Looking at Carolina, it's a wasteland over there, right? It's a wasteland, offensively, skill player wise.
Team, man. Talking about your team.
Can I finish? No, we're saying why the Falcons, right? But I'm saying process of elimination, man. Carolina, what they put on the field. You're gonna have to walk that back. Whatever expectation they had, you got to walk that back. I think for Tampa Bay, that they're really stagnant as far as what people want to expect for them, because they still have Baker Mayfield, which there's gonna always be a but there. So they don't want to go all the way. But with Atlanta, Desmond Ridder, we have a quarterback that's kind of unknown, but he has shown that he's not a complete wasteland. He's not a complete, work in progress, right? So he is getting better. He's shown that he can be on time, can run the offense, and the weapons that they put around him has given, more confidence to everybody, because Bijan Robinson is now the guy who's the favorite for the rookie offensive player of the year. So when you're thinking about them predicting 2,000 all-purpose yards, right, that has to come with some sort of success. So you're looking at a process of elimination. The Buccaneers, who there's not much attention there. The Saints I think is our biggest competition in the division, right? I think it's the Saints and the Falcons. I think Vegas, everybody, the prognosticators are looking at it as, hey, these are the two best rosters in the division, and going forward, they should play the best football. So I think, I don't think it's really close as far as like Panthers and Buccaneers. I really think it's the Falcons, Saints, and then it's the 3 and 4.
So I'm gonna say this. right? I got the two bottom teams, you guys and the Panthers. Now I'm not going to tell you which one. I'll say later which one I think. I'll if you put a gun to my head, I'll choose who I think. But as of right now, let me talk about the Falcons since you're up right now. I feel like I understand what you guys are trying to do. I think everybody sees what you're trying to do, right? You guys want to run the ball. You guys got Bijan. People got big plans and big ideas for Bijan. I think he could do what everyone thinks he can do. But even if he does, I just don't think it's enough. I think the fact that your guys' game plan in winning games is running the ball. It's not throwing the ball. It's running the ball and if you got third and medium, hopefully Ritter gets you a third down. You know what I'm saying? Converting. He's basically going to try to, just do the minimum, and it's going to be on your offense and running the ball, which is nothing wrong with that. This is what I don't like about it. If I'm a Falcon fan, this is what I don't like about it. You're going to be in a lot of games, right? That's good. Right, you're gonna at the end of the year, you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, we lost these many games by only one touchdown, and you're gonna go through all that stuff. But this is what I don't like about it is teams that are not good, because we got all of us, we all got teams, a lot of teams on the schedule that they're really kind of nothing big. A lot of those games you're going to allow to stay in the game with you because of how you guys are trying to win the game. You guys are trying to run the ball, and they're going to be like, okay, they're not a threat unless they break open the run, and you're going to allow that game to go down to the wire. And you're going to be in a lot of games with good teams that are going to feel like they can break away. This is my opinion. Good teams that feel like they can break away at any time, and they'll just wait till the end to break away. And you're also going to be in games with a lot of bad teams that's going to give you, maybe you break away at the end, maybe they break away. And I think you're going to give a lot of bad teams chances to actually win. I think that's going to be your guys' downfall. So where I'll just speak
I think you're talking about the 2022 Falcons, right? So that's what the growing pains that the Falcons had to go through in 2020, right? So we were in one-score games. We're number 2 in the league in one-score games last year. So we showed last year with the lack of talent that we had on our roster that we can keep it close. So now we have more explosive players offensively. We have Kyle Pitts back. Kyle Pitts was out half the year. So we're talking about a competitive team with Marcus Mariota starting 13 games. So we've raised our floor. This is a better Falcon team all around.
I agree.
Defensively. So if we're using the measuring stick from last year, we are going to play better and be better given our schedule as well. So that's why I think you're gonna see a bigger leap from us, because I feel like the Atlanta Falcons have added more to their team. We've raised our floor more. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I can't point to something and say, hey, you guys got better here. Like what you guys did
we'll go through that.
You got better here. I can't point to a position group to say, hey, you guys definitely got better here over the offseason. New Orleans, you can say Derek Carr, but I like Jameis Winston. I can't say Derek Carr is, too far away from Andy Dalton, right? There may be a little bit better level of play there, but I think overall over the offseason, the Atlanta Falcons intentionally went and got players to make their defense better, the secondary better, the defensive line better, as well as getting the top flight running back in the first round at the number 8 overall pick, as well as you got Kyle Pitts coming back, Drake London coming into his second year, tight ends galore, man. It's definitely something to, it's something to look forward to salivate at if you are looking at the Atlanta Falcons and say, hey, they can be explosive here. I can't look at the Carolina Panthers and say, hey, they're going to be explosive here with Adam Thielen. I can't say, oh, well, Miles Sanders. My bad. I'm thinking about basketball. Miles Sanders is just going to come out and give us 1,500 yards, right? So I don't really, just process of elimination, Atlanta Falcons, I think we are looking better than the other 3 teams in the division. Easy.
So again, I agree with everything you just said as far as the Falcons part, where you said we have so-and-so coming back, we're more talented, we got more talent on the field. I agree with that. But that's where I think you're missing of what I'm trying to say. It's not the fact that I don't think you have the same talent going into next year. It's your way of playing. That style of play is what's going to keep you there where you should be looking better than other teams because you're more talented, because you got pieces. I think people can agree with that. You got players, but you're going to stay in games with teams that don't have the same amount of talent as you guys because of your style of play. Again, this is my opinion. Because of the style of play of trying to win with the run game, I think you're going to allow teams that don't have the same type of talent you have stick around, and that's going to cost you guys a few games here and there. That's just what I'm thinking.
But you're talking to it as if the Atlanta Falcons will not have a pass game whatsoever, right? We're talking about Kyle Pitts here. Man. We're talking about Drake London. We're talking about Jonnu Smith. We're talking about Bijan Robinson out of the backfield. Like, for real. No, hold up. You cannot stop me with Baker Mayfield. If you're gonna stop me and you're gonna stop me with Baker Mayfield as your quarterback, you might as well stop yourself. Like, because RTP is questioning. How can you question the Atlanta Falcons quarterback when you got Baker Mayfield?
Matt Ryan's been good with a lot of different players. Matt Ryan's one of the better quarterbacks we've seen in the league over the last couple decades. Like, now you're trying to put fucking, what the hell is his name? I don't even know his name.
Ritter.
Y'all come listen to this. Like, you.
What do you mean, Matt Ryan? What? I mean, what do you?
It's not just.
What up, Mookie? I see you.
About?
You haven't proven nothing from a pass.
Dude, what, dude? Y'all don't know. First off, you guys don't know what you're talking about. So you're trying to compare apples and oranges. You're trying to throw in Matt Ryan. You're talking about Matt Ryan when we won 4 games the last time he was quarterbacking. We won 7 games. We won 7 games last year with this style that you guys are trying to criticize. We won more games with the style you're trying to criticize than with Matt Ryan throwing for 1,000 yards to Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts was a 1,000-yard receiver on a 4-win team. We won 7 games. We won more games with this style that you guys are trying to poo-poo on. We won more games with this style than this throwing 4,000 yards a game.
Marcus Mariota brought a dynamic to your rushing game that made you guys very dynamic.
Okay, now you're trying to create. Okay, now it's Marcus Mariota's reason. But Marcus Mariota's reason why y'all are the national media's
darling. That's why you're the darling. People know that you.
Carolina was the darling until you guys started, until the lights cut on, until the lights turned on. Carolina was the darlings. It was Bryce Young. It was the dark horse Carolina Panthers. Then the lights turned on, and then they realized that these guys are not ready for their close-up. It's going to be a long time for Carolina.
We were never the favorite. If we're going to say the
yes, you were. You guys were. I can put up all of this Carolina Panthers, this Bryce Young, all of this talk. The Falcons, we just came on the scene. Right, we just started.
What did y'all do in the preseason, Sean? Sean, you've been talking about touchdowns and scoring. You didn't throw one passing touchdown. Not one passing touchdown throughout the entire preseason. And then if you go back to Desmond Ritter, when you're
talking about Ritter or any quarterback?
Any quarterback, their offense. So this speaks to what you're talking about, RTP, in their offense, in the way that their scheme is. It's tough for them to put points up that way, and they don't have the quarterback play.
What are you talking about? Like Bryce Young, the great Bryce Young took to the third game into the second quarter of the third preseason game against third stringers.
Desmond Ritter.
If we wanted to press a button just to get a touchdown pass in, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have struggled as much as the Carolina Panthers did. We didn't even give a damn about playing our guys the first game or the last game.
Yeah, you got the floor, wall, ceiling, everything, my brother.
Man, you guys are hey man, hey. I understand that hey, let me tell you this. I understand when the Falcons are favored, you can look and see at the mentions and at the quote tweets when the Falcons are favored to or are predicted to win, people lose their shit. And I am glad, and I will hold a mantle because you guys hate to see the Falcons being put above y'all. It really hurts y'all feelings. It really grinds your gears to see the Falcons. So that's why we started out the whole live stream
highlight
talking
Cali
about
Bucks,
why the
DJ.
Falcons are being favored over everybody, because it really gets under your skin, because you guys really don't want to see it like that. You like your teams, but I'm telling you, Vegas, everybody else are watching the products that's being put out there, and they see that, hey, Carolina is nothing, Baker Mayfield, nothing, Derek Carr, we're not going to bet on it. Atlanta Falcons, yeah, let's put our money there. So, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. This is just the way it is. Your rosters does not look good enough for your team to be predicted as the best of the division. Sorry, that's our position right now. Thank you, Terry Fontenot. Thank you for Arthur Smith. That's our position. Sorry, guys.
Congratulations for winning a Super Bowl in preseason.
The craziest thing about all this is it's not one position group that the Falcons have on their team that is straight up and down the best.
Dude, you got Adam Thielen as your wide receiver one. Shut it up.
Who cares?
Adam Thielen.
That's not what are you
Hayden Hurst as tight end one. Hayden Hurst on his fourth team.
Well, hold on.
Three other teams decided not to pay Hayden Hurst. That's your wide receiver one. Miles Sanders is a cast off from Philadelphia.
Listen.
Come on, man. You got triple backups as your wide receiver one, tight end one, running back one. Look at your skill position group. Do not even talk. Don't talk to me about skill positions, T Money.
Who said skill position? Are you not listening?
No, you were talking about group. I don't have one group. Like you got Adam Thielen and Jonathan Mingo as 1 and 2 wide receivers.
It's not one.
No, that's what you saw, Sean.
Best in the division. You can't.
No. Who do you have?
Let the Panther fans go. Let the Panther fans go.
This is what you saw.
What I'm saying is,
we didn't show everything.
No. Talk to me about your wide receiver group.
Okay, DJ.
Let them start from the beginning. Like let them say their rap now. We went through the Falcons. Unless anybody got anything else they want to share with Sean J, and we could get to the Panthers and get to that preseason.
Wide receiver one, Trill. Thielen is wide receiver one. Have you not watched them all preseason?
Because
he's the only one
this is perfect, T Money. This is perfect, T Money. This is exactly what Frank Wright wanted them to see. He said, "I don't want them to see."
Damn, you know Frank Wright. What Frank Wright wanted me, Sean J, in Atlanta, Georgia to see.
If that's the case, I hope his coaching staff isn't thinking that. Well, I'm trying to tell you who our number one is, and you sitting over there saying, "Well, who was out there?"
Talk about it, Mike. Talk about it, Mike. Talk about it, Mike.
My number one is DJ Chark. That's our one.
Not even that. He wants to concentrate solely.
They can't even agree on that. T Money do not agree with that. T Money does not agree with that.
Let him talk, Sean J. Hold on. Let him go.
RoundTable or the Sean J show? Because he won't shut
up. You got a 30-minute break. You got a 30-second break. You got a 30-second break, dog. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, as a position group, we look at receiver, whether it's both sides of the ball, receivers, corners, DBs, defensive tackles, defensive ends, whatever you want to look at, there's no position that you can just say the Falcons have the best position in the South. He wants to concentrate on one receiver spot because he only has one wide receiver. You don't have anything else. And you want to talk about castaways and this, that, and the other, like you're depending on Scotty Miller, who's a Bucs throwaway, was barely making the Bucs team for like 5 years as your number 3. Like, what are we talking about? You depended on Mac Hollins, who has been a throwaway for many teams in the league. Mac Hollins' reputation when he finally started making teams was a blocking wide receiver. You know how crazy that is? So you want to concentrate because you have one receiver. You want to concentrate because you have Kyle Pitts, who has 3 touchdowns in 27 games. Like, what are we talking about? Like, there's no even and part of what RTP is saying as far as they play style, they still don't have all the right pieces for that play style. To have that play style where you're going to consistently be in close games, you have to have edge pass rushers to get sacks to end games. Who do they have? Yes, we know you have 150 40-year-old defensive tackles right now.
Where's Sean Jay?
I don't know because he got muted. He ain't like that, I guess. But all I'm saying is just basically what he's doing is they haven't proved anything. Falcons right now are the running team in the NFC South that has the most losing seasons in a row right now? Are they the one? I think they got 6 right now currently. Like, they have not earned anything. Everything that he is talking about is still only potential, right? They look at the defense, should be better, right? The defensive line definitely looks better with Oyamata, with Calais Campbell.
But you're not being realistic about that.
Is an upgrade from what they had last year.
Calais Campbell plays 40% of snaps.
Whatever, but
right, we know that.
Like, it's not like
Calais what they had.
Plays 40.
Yeah. I understand that, but they got Grady Jarrett. Now you pair that with that. Cool, that's fine. But again, now let's go to the second tier back there. You got Troy Anderson. Like, come on. Your secondary looks pretty decent. You got one of the best safeties in the league. You got AJ Terrell, who's considered an upper tier cornerback.
And that's it.
You got Jeff Okuda.
Man, but look.
Oh, like, come on, man. Like, it's still potential.
But they're up, though, man. But they're up. You got to think, man. Arthur Smith got a team to go 7-10 with the roster he had last year when some people were saying that they were definitely going to get about 4 or 5 wins.
Because of the style.
Arthur Smith got that. And I get that. So you got to understand why they are as high as they are right now. It's because they got
I understand that. I understand that completely. So I understand exactly that.
From a fan, because I would feel the same way. We're just looking at this thing from a different perspective because we got to play them and we know that they can't get the ball in the end zone throwing it.
That's what I was trying to explain to him. I understand him seeing the talent and seeing the upgrades and saying, because that's what that's something I had to learn. This is something that we do a lot as fans is we say, okay, if with that team, we had this amount of wins. Now we got this, so we should have about this amount of wins. Now, that's not football, though. That's really not how it works in the NFL.
Can do that. If we're being
pretty much.
And we all can. Everything that he said.
With the combination of PJ Walker, Jacob Eason, Sam Darnold, and Baker Mayfield, now we got Bryce. Now that's automatically 3-4 wins. Like, the Saints can do that. We had
y'all can do that.
And Jameis Winston. And now we're
a bottom 5 scoring offense. We're a worst scoring offense in the division and won the division. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can play that story. I guarantee you. I will take right now how he was like doing his whole soliloquy. Dave Canales will be better than Byron Leftwich. I will stamp that right now, and it's going to happen. We're going to be more productive on offense than we were last year with Byron Leftwich and Tom Brady. It's probably like, oh, you talk about Tom Brady, you're an idiot. Like, no, like,
it's still a scheme
that he put in place. There was a lot of things that happened last year.
Sean Jay, come back, bro.
What he keeps forgetting is 5 of the 7 wins was Mariota. It wasn't even the guy you got in there right now.
And they went on a losing streak. They won 3 of the last 9 games that they played.
And one of them was a game that the Bucks went and set their bench guy. I mean, they put their bench guys out there.
Arizona?
Yeah, they beat Arizona.
Another sorry ass team. Like, let's keep it a buck. If it wasn't they playing those teams, they ain't win another game for the end of the season. I don't remember who they played. They played another sorry ass team. Like, it was sorry.
Yeah.
Like, and that was the stretch at the end, right?
We went 2-2 at the end, playing beating Arizona and beating y'all back up.
Who was the other team they beat before that?
When Mariota was playing?
Just in general. I'm just saying. What was that last team they beat?
The last win after
Arizona.
Arizona. Or before Arizona. Before Arizona.
Oh yeah, before Arizona, my bad.
That would be whatever Mariota's last win was.
Somebody else. Who they beat before that?
No, I'm trying to pull it up.
Yeah, I ain't got my bad.
Was it the Niners? No.
The Niners were earlier. They did catch them though.
Yeah, they caught them when they
were did, hurt. Right?
They caught them when they were
I think I remember seeing that like what?
That was the week that Mariota won Player of the Week.
Yeah, but,
it was Chicago.
Yeah,
y'all.
They're playing Chicago.
Another bad team that had.
That's what I'm saying. So they beat that down the stretch with that team. I understand you got better, but let's not act like y'all won a bunch of like tough games down the stretch. And then when you got Ritter in there, he threw 2 touchdowns in 4 games. And then now
2 of them came against the Bucks late,
where he had a scripted, everybody seemed like they had a scripted series. And what happened? They took 8 minutes to get down the field and still did not score. That looks very reminiscent for what?
So the 4 games that Ritter played, he played no team starting quarterback because you played New Orleans with Andy Dalton. You played Baltimore, but Lamar was hurt. You played Arizona with no collar, and you played Tampa with the backups.
A lot of those games came early with Mariota and that type of style they playing. All right. Which, again, I wish that Sean Jay would come back now because we kind of got this out because he didn't let us do it. But any last words on the Falcons? Anybody got?
No, like I said, I see, like Mike was saying as well, we see exactly what they're seeing and how and why they're feeling the way they feel. That's why I just said, in my opinion, because I feel like I fell for that banana in the tailpipe before, and it's that thing of I understand why you believe you're going to be in games because of the way you're going to be playing, and you are. But again, just like you're going to be in games against people that are teams that are better than you and have a chance, and they'll probably end up pulling out the win, not the Falcons, but the teams that are better, you're also going to allow teams that are worse than you to be in games at the end, and that's going to give you some losses that you shouldn't be losing to because of your style of play. That's just my opinion. That's what I think at the end of the season, he's going to come back and be like, now I see what you were talking about. That's just what I'm thinking.
And that's what we already saw.
Yeah.
I mean, you had some bad close losses to bad teams. You lost to Kenny Pickett by 3. You lost to Washington by 6.
Really a bad team, though.
I mean,
but look,
they were up and coming.
They beat Chicago by 3. They beat Arizona by 1 with their backup quarterback.
That's
like it. we could talk about their close losses, but they got close wins too. Like,
and they lost a comeback. They lost a comeback against Jameis week 1, I think that was.
But their roster, we can't lie and say that they don't have better talent. They've improved. They made some very good decisions.
I'm saying comparing that to the NFC South, what position group do you think they just had the best position group in the South by far?
Just tight end.
That's hard to say.
And that's even debatable.
Who would be as good as Pitts?
Who would be?
Pitts has 1 year in the NFL currently right now, like doing something. And that's what a guy that's even there.
Like I said, Pitts has 3 touchdowns in 27 games.
That's his quarterback, though. You know Pitts is a dog. Like,
but the quarterback situation is still the same way. So what?
I know. I'm not saying the production he's gonna have. He just said position. And listen, I don't think
Florida.
I mean, I'm not gonna be on their body too much, but I like the Saints kind of combo of tight ends that they got over there with Jawan Johnson, Fabian Moreau, Jimmy Graham, Taysom playing a little tight end. I like that as a whole position group rather than Kyle Pitts and Jonnu.
True said it right there. Can Pitts play a whole season?
Can I ask y'all a quick question about Kyle Pitts? So where are y'all ranking Kyle Pitts with some of the tight ends in this league? Because compared to production, tell me where he's at.
I can't.
I'm just asking.
I can't give him credit for nothing. I can't. It's the NFL. You can't give somebody credit for something they ain't done yet. I can just say how I feel about him because exactly the potential. That's all I can say. And dude's nasty with it. You know what I'm saying?
All right. That's all I wanted to hear is it's the team. The offense is built right now. They were number 5 rushing defense last year. I mean, offense. That passing game is an unknown commodity that we cannot. He can't really sit here and say it's a proven thing that he can sit and stand on. He can't.
Nah.
What I think the worst thing,
but even that, if that's the strength of your team, they had the best running back stable in the South.
Mariota had almost 500 yards in 13 games. He had 438 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns.
Oh, Dre, I appreciate you, dog.
Where they messed up was letting the Cowboys go get Trey Lance for what, a 4th? They should have pulled the trigger on that. I'm glad they didn't.
I'm happy that Dre's a Falcon fan. Shout out to Dre. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Pitts the unicorn. They gave this man a name as if he's one of the top 5 tight ends in this league. Like what?
He goes in fantasy drafts for anybody who plays fantasy. Like
That stuff doesn't matter. I'm talking production. Like I want. Like
no, I'm saying people pick him that early, like he's one of the best tight ends in the league.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like, what is it strictly because of potential?
It is.
Yes. Yes. When you see that man, I mean, when you see him physically, when you see his tape, it's just like, yeah, this dude. He's a Florida tape. Even when you see him just in Falcons, like bro, there's been a lot of passes where Ritter just misses them, bro. Mariota was terrible. Like the dude's getting open out there. He's a matchup nightmare, but he's not being used. Like he's not getting hit. Like they don't got a quarterback. Like
RTP wasn't. We had ASJ.
Is it fixed?
Yes.
He was a matchup nightmare.
Yes.
At it. OJ,
but he didn't have heart.
High pick. We watched.
He couldn't stay healthy.
That's hard for me to sit here. I understand he's a 4th overall pick.
Can Kyle Pitts stay healthy?
Yeah, I don't know.
How many tight ends are getting over 1,000 yards? Like how many got over 1,000 yards last year?
It wasn't Kyle Pitts.
I mean, what you call it? Kelsey did. I mean, you definitely know that
Kelsey,
happened,
right?
Probably Kittle.
But who else? Like, maybe I don't even know if Andrews did. So I'll go look. I mean,
there's only
that Kyle Pitts did as a rookie.
There's only 3 that I could see doing that. Right? It's Kelsey, Waller, and Pitts. Those are the only type
Waller didn't even have that last year. So
I'm just saying he's capable. Waller's a dog.
He's done it though.
Oh yeah,
he's capable. Yes. That dude is nasty. I've seen him kill the Dolphins single-handedly by himself. Like, dude is nasty. Waller's a beast. But I see Kyle Pitts in that same. But hey,
so last year Kelsey was the only receiver in the NFL to get over 1,000 yards. Kyle Pitts did it as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
and who was his quarterback?
Matt Ryan,
the guy who was just announcing our game.
Yeah,
the guy that can throw the football.
And even then, I mean, if we being realistic, if Hawkinson gets on the Vikings earlier, he probably hits it with Kirk Cousins. If Lamar plays the whole year, Mark Andrews, I mean, because he was like 200 yards away. And if the Niners could do anything at the quarterback position, Kittle would hit it.
But what I'm saying is they didn't. It's only one. So it's hard. I mean, we can all throw the scenarios out there. If Kyle Pitts stayed healthy, he may have gotten his 1,000 yards again and had back-to-back. We can always throw the scenario.
Watch that last year, Mike. We watched what was going on last year, bro. He could not hit a cold when it came to Pitts last year.
So the year that
but they may have felt that if they had Ritter out there, it would have been a better situation.
So
it might.
Just to respond to Mike's point real quick, though, the year that Pitts did it, it was 3 of them that did it. Mark Andrews did it that year, Kelsey did it that year, and Pitts did it. And Kittle had 900 and something and didn't play in 3 games.
And I really hate to say this because Sean Jay is not here right now, and I wish he was because I don't like, I don't want to seem like I'm digging. They would be lucky. This is my opinion. They would be lucky if Ritter is like Mariota. That's how bad I think Ritter is. And I've told T-Money this before. I've told him this before. Ritter is not good. Like, Mariota was bad last year. And they would be lucky if Ritter can do what Mariota did last year.
And Mariota, you still had to worry about his legs, even when his passing.
But not only that, Mariota he did stupid plays last year. Something's wrong with Mariota's head. He lost his confidence, all that stuff. There's a lot of going on with Mariota. But Ritter, just as a thrower of the football, scary, bro.
And as much as he want to talk about Bryce, I mean, what's been the narrative all offseason? Is you
well, let's talk about Bryce. You guys break down the Panthers.
I'm done with that. I
don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, I don't even want to hit that shit.
Look, Sean, come back, man. Come back.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna say this about Bryce. Money. I'm gonna let you do what you got to do with that. But Bryce Young, man, let's think about this for a minute. just mentioned that I'm 40 years old, so I've been here a little while. I've never heard of a rookie young black quarterback be talked about the way that this young man is being talked about amongst so many people. Like, it's not that he has such a great potential. He's this freakish athlete. I've never heard them talk about a quarterback the way they talk about this young man. So I can't help but every time I watch the film to see that this man, unfortunately, looks like the best player on our offense as a rookie. And we got to get everybody else up to par with him. But Bryce Young is special, man. Bryce Young is special. And to have all these people keep talking about him, man, it's like I've never seen, personally, as a Carolina Panther fan, I've never seen a quarterback in our locker room like this. To throw with such great anticipation, to be able to maneuver in the pocket and have escapability, that can run and get first downs whenever he needs to, that can take a hit and bounce back up. My G, you talking about somebody that has some nuts, some cojones, that's a monster, that's a killer. Like my boy Pat Coltrane say, he's insane. I want my crazy psycho killer. That's what Bryce Young is. But he's so calm, cool, and collected, man. We got one. And we got one. I mean, I'm calling it. I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. He is going to be mentioned with the Josh Allens, the Burrows, and all of them. I don't want to throw Mahomes because Mahomes is in a different stratosphere. But I am going to say he's going to be mentioned amongst those top upper-tier quarterbacks because he just has the goods. And yes, I know it's young, but this is a quarterback to me. I love Cam Newton and what he did for this organization. He put this organization on his back and put it on the map. People in Cali know about the Carolina Panthers strictly because of Cam Newton. Let's keep it real. But Bryce Young, insane in the pocket, quarterback delivery. Cam wasn't like that. That's all I'm going to say. You could do so much more with this type of quarterback. T-Money, I know I went on for a minute, man. I'm just excited about Bryce Young, man. I as you see,
I'm gonna bust their bubble so bad, DJ.
You ain't gonna bust nothing. It's nothing you can see that can bring me down from a high. It is absolutely. I ain't pausing. I'm a grown man. I'm mad and I'm securing my masculinity. I ain't pausing. Doggone it. Wifey, I'm sorry. I just got loud. Nah, she didn't even say nothing. But yeah, man, I'm excited. T-Money, go ahead, man. I'm excited. Bryce is, whew. Let me go on mute because I'm about to act like Sean. It's about to be the Mike Rick show.
Nah, I'm definitely excited about Bryce, too. I definitely feel like, even if you want to say our talent at the skill positions is this and that, I feel like he definitely has showed already he's the type of guy that can elevate guys and make plays when he needs to make plays. Far as him coming to the regular season, I've always said the same thing that I said earlier. Since everybody else gets to do it, we had 7 wins with 4 bad quarterbacks. I don't think Bryce is going to be worse than that combination. That's just me. Do I think he has to be all world? I don't think he has to be. I think we got a good defense where he doesn't have to be all world. I think he's got Miles Sanders, who's a back that he can depend on when he's in there. To help alleviate some of that pressure. But I do think the difference in Bryce and Ritter is I think sometimes in those close games when you need the big throw to win the game, I trust Bryce to make that throw more than I do Desmond Ritter. And that's what it boils down to me is with that type of play style, you need sort of like the Niners. That's what they always are looking for. Somebody who can just make the big play when it's 3rd and 7 and we done did everything else we can do, or it's 3rd and 12 and we need somebody to step up and make that throw. And that was their problem, was that Jimmy couldn't always step up and make those throws. If Jimmy could make those 3 to 5 throws that they needed, they definitely probably would have had a Super Bowl, because I feel like they would have beat the Chiefs if Jimmy hit a couple of those big throws that they needed. Bryce, I feel like he showed everything that's on his resume. I feel like if you watch, I feel like everything that people said Bryce wouldn't be able to do at this level, whether it's his capability, whether it's his pocket presence, whether it's knowing what's going on and knowing what type of defenses people are playing, he showed that. I mean, I told everybody, Panther Nation, to watch the QB1 show, and when you watch him at Matter Day, it's similar to what he's running around doing right now.
Facts.
But other than that, I feel like, again, everybody want to harp on our preseason. That's cute if you want to run with that. And one reason me as a longtime Panther fan, I never will do that is because Cam might have had one of the worst preseasons his rookie year that I've ever. The offense was stagnant. He was going 50-40 completion percentage and then threw 400 in his first 2 games. So I will never panic over preseason, but that's just, if you've been around watching football long enough, the preseason shouldn't make you panic, especially when your coach said before the very first game, we played 2 division rivals our first 2 weeks. And even if you just want to look on the field, and Mike, I'm sure will agree with this, or anybody who's watched our full preseason games, when Frank Wright is coordinating, you can tell he's not trying, because when Thomas Brown opens up a little bit more of the playbook, the offense be moving. And to me, that's because Thomas Brown knows in the future, I'm auditioning for a head coaching spot, or I'm auditioning for Frank Wright to trust me to call the plays on my own. When Frank Wright is like, I'm confident in what we got and what we can do. And the biggest example of that is, I think, Mike, you went to training camp, right? But it's a lot of Panther fans who went to training camp, whether it was Panthers Culture, Panther Nation Podcast, all them dudes. And all I kept hearing from them was, every practice, it seemed like Laviska playing running back damn near. Laviska, they putting him in running jet sweeps and this, that, and the other. We didn't see Laviska line up in the backfield one time the whole preseason. And the one route we saw Laviska run, yeah, I see why they trying to play him at running back. You know, be out there running routes, my dude. But I love you, Laviska. You my guy. But y'all can go ahead and give us, I know RTP's been
All right, so this is the little segue right here, right? So he mentioned DJ Moore, and obviously DJ Moore in his division is a top, I would say, 3 wide receiver in his division if he came back. Now, there is something that there is a little caveat when it came to the preseason games. Again, I watch more of the games than I watch anything else with that. And me and Mike have talked about this. Nobody's getting open. Now, one-on-ones, I know there's going to be some scheming up, and there's going to be stuff in the season that's going to help players. But we didn't see receivers getting off corners. But you still saw, and I understand the excitement. Look, I was a Bryce fan coming into this draft. I never mentioned CJ Stroud. So I watched Bryce, and I watched him play with players that were under par what he played with previous, and was nice as hell. I'm like, Bryce is going to be something in this league. I mean, it was very clear. And then you saw that within the preseason, right? You saw him throwing back shoulders where your receivers weren't getting there and getting it. You saw him putting them in places where these receivers were not making the plays, but he put in the position as to where the play had to be made. That's where the disconnect was. And as me, somebody as a watcher that watches football, that can be an issue, right? Because at the end of the day, that's just throwing and catching, right? That's not.
I agree, but here's the honest part of that. DJ Chark played 1 preseason game,
and that was a struggle too.
Yeah, I mean the Jets.
That's what I'm saying.
The D-line was giving us pressure. But I'm saying as a whole, Terrence Marshall didn't really play this preseason. The lineup
shoot, your girl be talking about that boy. That's the reason why y'all still talking about him.
The lineup that we was really running in the third game, Mingo, Thielen, and what's Wright first name?
Right.
Derek Wright.
Derek. Yeah.
We just had to bring him back on the practice squad. You're never gonna see that lineup together in a game. Hopefully, these 17 games, unless we just get down bad. Derek Wright and CJ Sanders was the 2 light-skinned fellas that the coaching staff just love. But I'll never know why they make the team.
It's that switch, man.
I like Wright though. I do like Wright.
I never want Wright to be out there as one of my top 3 receivers, though.
I agree. Hopefully we don't have to, but I do like him, and the players trust him. So that especially the quarterback, every quarterback we've had, I've talked highly about him. So It's something about him. But yeah, but that's why we made the move to go get
Smith from the Chiefs.
Yeah, Smith. Yeah, I'm gonna just say Smith from the Chiefs. Because we needed somebody that can have speed, stretch the field, create more separation to go with DJ Chark. But we saw, but we got to see what's going to happen. We got to see it play out. But like you said, DJ, the great thing about Bryce Young is that he was able to perform without that type of talent and still ball out and do his thing. And so why can't he do the same thing here? Because he can put the ball in places where it's just the receiver can make the play, not the DB. And so if our receiver
playing higher than the talent around him, when we talk about it, it really did feel like that. It's will that be something that's detrimental for this year? That's just something
possibly because he's frustrated. He was frustrated.
Everybody forgets the flip side of that. Everybody says you don't have DJ, you don't have DJ, you don't have DJ. Well, would you want? We've seen DJ as one of the better receivers in the South with bad quarterback play. Did we want to go through another year of that? DJ with no quarterback? I'd rather have my quarterback, and then right now we have $90 million to spend next offseason. You can use some of that $90 million to get receivers.
Let me know when I can go.
As far as DJ, Mike, I'm sure you heard what was the choices for the DJ trade. It was DJ, Brian Burns, or
JC Horn. Yeah,
I love all three, but out of those three, DJ. Best wishes in Chicago.
We good?
Yeah.
RTP.
Let me hold. All right.
Let me leave like Sean.
Now let me just say this. I agree with everything you guys said, except for the part of he just looks so special out there. Now, you can say maybe he didn't look special because the wide receivers didn't help him out. Maybe he didn't look special because the O-line, that's not your starting O-line or whatever, and they weren't making, they weren't helping him out either. Whatever. I think, personally, what I saw was after he got hit, that man didn't want to hold on to the ball. That man was just throwing it, chucking it, all that stuff. But besides that, let's break down the first thing that Mike said, which was, I've never heard somebody talk about a young black quarterback the way they're talking about Bryce. You are 1,000% correct. Here's what you're missing. They're doing this with all the quarterbacks coming out. They're overhyping Bryce. They overhyped Tua. They're overhyping Herbert, Joe Burrow. All these young quarterbacks coming out that are high, Justin Fields. You know why they're doing that? Because no more Brett Favre, no more Phillip Rivers, no more Peyton Manning, no more Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers is the only one left. They need new faces of the NFL. They have to hype all these young kids coming out. They need new faces. This is why they're hyping up everybody, okay? Period. So that's why he's getting all this hype. They got to do it. They got to get these faces out there. They got to try to find the new Breeze. They got to find the new Phillip Rivers. They got to do all that stuff.
We'll let you talk.
Next, wide receivers. You got nothing, bro. Nothing. You were talking about the Falcons. Listen, I would take Drake and Scotty and what was the other dude?
Mac
came from the Hollins. Easily. You got nothing wide receiver. Let's go to what you guys saying. He looks special. Where? Just like I said with Kyle Pitts, production-wise, I want to say, but he just ain't done it. You can say all this mess about, anticipation on that touchdown throw. When was he supposed to not throw it? Like if he waited any longer, he would have missed the throw. Like there was no anticipation. It was a pass. The homeboy was open. He threw it. Great pass. Good. There was nothing special about what I saw as far as there was nothing special as far as Bryce. Nothing.
If it wasn't great anticipation, how did he almost smack Thielen in the face when he turned around? Never mind. You got it.
He threw it. He threw the ball. There's where he's going. I'm throwing it.
Most quarterbacks wait. Like your quarterback, and you're gonna see that this year.
Every quarterback has thrown that ball, bro. Every quarterback.
Yeah, but
your quarterback, and you're gonna see that this year, is gonna wait to see that he's open to throw it. Bryce threw it to the spot where it was gonna be open before he.
Every quarterback knows where the route is going and is throwing to where the route is going to be open. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. There is nothing special about what he did. It was a good read. It was a good route. It was a good throw.
Do you think Baker is going to throw this year because he waits to see that somebody's open?
That's not the point, T-Money. The point.
I'm telling you, every quarterback doesn't do it. I watched Baker play for how many games?
Every quarterback does it. Everybody does it. Some might do it more than others. Some might do it better than others.
And that's the thing. Bryce is going to do it more than others.
That's the thing.
We don't know. It was one time. Okay, good throw. Great.
Every pass.
This is the worst quarterback evaluator I've ever seen. So I'm not even going to argue quarterback evaluating.
I ain't want to interrupt this soliloquy.
Go ahead.
So go ahead. You do your thing, brother.
So we saw that, right?
Yeah.
The other thing still looks scary seeing that man under center, seeing these guys run after him. That looks scary, seeing these defensive tackles trying to grab that man. That's one. Two, there is no way that you can tell me that after he gets hit, he's letting go. DJ was saying he's throwing the back shoulder where the route should have been. Maybe he is. Maybe he could have waited and threw it where it was at, but he didn't want to wait because he was going to get hit. There's a lot of things that I'm seeing that I'm just like,
everybody who evaluates quarterbacks saw something the opposite.
Of course, because again, they're bumping all these young quarterbacks. They're trying to make faces of the franchise, bro. There was nothing special. I've seen Jameis Winston sling the ball. Like, everybody can sling the ball. I get it. There's nothing special. There's nothing that happened with your guys' preseason that made me go, ooh. What I saw from your guys' preseason was, damn, can they protect him? Damn, is he going to stay healthy? Damn, does he look scared in the pocket? That's what I seen. I didn't see nothing where I was like, ooh, number one pick. Really? Can't nobody else do that.
That's interesting because what DJ said was a back shoulder fade, which goes into anticipation. So even the play that you're talking about that he could have just threw it too fast and was scared and didn't want to stay in there was all anticipation. We're talking about a quarterback that throws everything with anticipation and puts it majority in the places where his receiver can only catch the ball. That minimizes turnovers when you have a good defense the way that we should have.
You saw anticipation. I saw a guy that's going to throw the ball whether the guy's there or not. People are talking about that.
So people are Baker, a guy who stares until he has to see the guy come.
Some quarterbacks do that.
And Baker
people are talking the same thing about Tua. Gonna throw the ball whether the guy is there or not.
And you hate on Tua no matter how good he plays.
Because he's gonna be bad. He's going to be bad. It's not good. It'll work for a little bit, and then it won't work anymore.
Questioning Pat Mahomes until the end of last year. So
don't try to do that, Tima. Don't try to move the goalpost. Don't try to move the goalpost, money. Don't try to move the goalpost.
For months that Kyle Trask realistically had a.
He did. Yeah, the same guy that said don't sleep on Kyle Trask, and everybody woke the hell up.
Your whole team.
And everybody woke up. And everybody woke up after it started going. Everybody. Baker, Todd Bowles, Dave Canellis, they all woke up. Of course he is. That's politics. We ain't got to talk about that. Yes.
Months telling us he was gonna start.
Bro, did I not tell you? I know I got it. I know. I always have it. Would you, as a black head coach, go with Kyle Trask or would you go with Baker first and then transition into Kyle Trask? Which one's smarter?
To have neither one of them as my quarterback. The draft for quarterback.
Well, you don't want to answer the question because I make my point. But moving on,
I would never.
Let's continue.
Brought Baker on the team.
Whatever. We brought Baker, and we're gonna win more games with Baker than you guys are.
Why did you argue with us for months?
So
if the decision was already decided, why did you argue with us for months?
I didn't say it was already decided. I didn't say it was already
Remember what he just
decided.
said?
No.
Because of politics is why Baker won a job. So he was
Yes.
always going to win a job. If it's politics.
Kyle would have had to really whoop on Baker and outplay him, which we knew he wasn't going to do because he's not going to do that bad in preseason.
I told you how many months ago did I tell you? If it comes down to y'all waiting on the preseason, that Baker is a preseason champion.
I said that. I've been said that. I have it on my YouTube channel. What are you talking about?
All right, I go in the wrong direction right now.
Anyways, yeah, my point is let's continue with the whole. We said we weren't gonna show nothing in preseason. Here's the thing. I understand, like, for instance, let's talk about the Saints, right? Saints came out, they ran screenplays, and you could tell that there was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do, and we want to try to score. We can tell the difference between that and between, let's say, like stuff that we were doing where it was like, why would we pick that play right there and then this down in yardage? Well, because we're trying to see what the O-line can do, or we're trying to see what this guy can do. We can see the difference of that, right? With you guys weren't trying to go down the field or nothing, but you were running plays, right? Might not be the vanilla fashion of what you're gonna do in regular season. For instance, you're probably going to do a lot more bootlegs, a lot more easy routes where they're going to, shit that we were doing for Baker where easy cross routes. Probably going to do a lot more of that to get down the field and stuff like that. I get it. Understand. But you can't continuously do that. You can't win games just doing that. You're going to have to use plays like you were doing in preseason where it's third and long, third and medium. Someone has to beat their guy. You're going to have to do those plays. You can't just do trick plays and little, easy stuff all the time. And that's where we're seeing
full receiving core. We have more athletic guys who can do that. Routes that we had, like for example, an easy route that I can think of from the Lions game is we had Adam Thielen run a stutter and go. Realistically, if you have our full receiving core, whether you think they trash or not, from an athletic standpoint, you're not going to tell Thielen to run a stutter and go. That's like us asking Mike to run a stutter and go. Mike can beat Thielen down the field on a stutter and go.
I used to. I can't now, but I used to be tough on that hitch and go, boy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you think, even if you think all our receivers are trash, if you have our full receiving core there, Thielen's not going to be the one to run that route.
No, he's not. But I want to hit on what RTP is saying, though. Like, my concern is what he's saying is that do we have the receivers to create separation to even help Bryce be even better, especially if he doesn't have much time? And we don't know if he's going to have time or not. But what we've seen and what he's seen from a perspective of, I've seen these guys out here running. I know my secondary going to lock them up. I'm not concerned about them being able to get a bunch of yards on us. That's what he's seeing because he's seeing a bunch of guys that haven't created separation. And truth be told, the Carolina Panthers haven't had that guy for a long time outside of DJ here and there. We didn't have guys that separation.
And you said you rather have your quarterback and not the wide receiver DJ. Remember what I told you? Which I get it. You rather have your quarterback, but let me shine some light on the problem with that, right? Same thing I told Team Money about Justin Fields. What did I tell you about Justin Fields? I don't have any I don't know what Justin Fields is yet because he ain't got no weapons. But they better hurry up and give that man some weapons before he trains himself to continue to act the way he's acting right now. And what are we seeing with that man in preseason? He looking out there like he don't got no damn weapons. He's immediately running like he still ain't got no weapons. You ain't seen him? You ain't seen him running?
I mean, that's what he does.
That's what he does
anyway.
You don't see him missing passes and running with them.
Man, they got DJ Moore. They got Darnell Mooney.
No, I know they got weapons. I'm saying
he's the very first game we watched Justin Fields in the preseason. He threw a screen pass to DJ who went 16. He threw
a screen pass.
He was done.
Screen pass.
Which means what? I realize now I have athletes that if I just put the ball in their hands, they can make it work.
You're not understanding, Team Money. You're not understanding. It's a screen pass. I'm saying your quarterback to say hike and be under center and be a quarterback. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He's not looking like that. He's not looking like that. No, he is not. He's missing passes.
All right, well that right now ain't got nothing to do with this. Come back.
What I'm saying is you guys don't have any weapons. And in the last preseason game, you saw Bryce starting to run a lot. So what I'm saying is you better keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I seen them keep drives together, I thought the preseason was beautiful because his last 3 drives he got points out of.
That's and again, you see him continuing the drive. I'm seeing him saying, "I'm getting the fuck out of here," and taking off. Now, I mean, I'm not saying he's supposed to sit there and get hit. I'm not saying that.
But in Carolina at all.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all watch Hard Knocks when Aaron Rodgers was talking to Zach? If that receiver's not getting open, this is when that clock should be going off of your head.
Yeah,
possibly could be that. But
I get what you're saying. That's not what I was seeing, and that's why I'm saying
NFL. We watch him run like a mug. I'm just.
You better say it.
I'm getting what you're saying, DJ. But what I'm saying is that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing.
I'm just saying.
That.
I'm
out of here.
What I'm saying is that's an additional threat that we have at quarterback because that means he showed us that he can maneuver in the pocket with the capability, and he's shown that he can run.
He's like,
for sure. But you don't want him to be running.
Man, Bryce Young a football player. I ain't worried about none of that mess.
Yeah, Bryce Young since Matter
Day
has been when to run, when to get down, when to move in the pocket.
That's the NFL today.
And one of the biggest things that you can see from Bryce is when Bryce moves around in the pocket, he still moves around, still looking up the field to see if somebody gets open.
That's what I'm saying. That's not what I saw those times he was running. That's not what I saw. I saw, I'm out of here. That's what I saw. I'm out of here. I'm not getting hit. Which, is smart. I'm saying keep an eye on it. DJ, mark my words. Remember this when we come back like maybe 3 weeks later and they're like, yeah, he had a guy open for a touchdown, but he took off.
See,
I'm just saying.
And that could definitely happen. But just looking at the preseason tape, he ran because nobody was open. And that is my biggest concern.
That's the concern.
Is we got to get. I need to see, and so I can say DJ Chark all of this all I want to. He's a phenomenal talent. We just said that about Kyle Pitts, but he's not at the Kyle Pitts level. So, but we can say TMJ. I ain't seen Terrence Marshall Jr. do much of nothing for the Carolina Panthers. But everybody, we continue to hype him up like he's just gonna be this. But when is he gonna be?
No, I'm not doing that.
We need to see. I like what I saw from Jonathan Domingo as a rookie. I think he's gonna be special, but we're gonna have to. He's gonna have to grow. He's still a rookie. We got guys, but none of them are proven on this roster to say, dang, they're gonna be able to make some plays and create a lot of separation. And I think that's fair from what you're saying, RTP. I just think that the quarterback that we have thrived even with the lack of weapons everybody else had. So it makes me feel more comfortable with the Miles Sanders in the backfield because technically we probably have the second best running back in the division, if not the first. I say second behind Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Miles Sanders, a guy that just finished top 5, and you think Frank Wright, who had Jonathan Taylor, who was balling, didn't run that football.
Miles has no talent. It was all the Eagles' offensive line doing all the work.
So I think we're
gonna find out. I'm not saying it is.
Yeah.
We gonna find out for sure.
That's the great thing about it. And we can.
All right. So to kind of come to the end of this, give us why the Panthers can win the playoff. I mean, win the division this year. I need the why.
I feel like we have a lot of positions where if we're not the best group at that position, we're the second best. I feel like as a whole, it will show that we had the best coaching staff in the South. And I mean, that's the biggest 2 reasons for me.
Talented coach.
All right, so go ahead, my bad. Yeah.
No, I was just throwing out. That's what I'm basically getting from him. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so for me, a lot of what T Money said, but I've looked at this football team and seen what's the Achilles heel with this team over the last few years, and it was an it was a consistent in being inconsistent at this one position, and that was the quarterback position. And so I felt like we had running backs. We can make plays. I didn't care if it was Christian McCaffrey. I didn't care if it was Deontay Foreman. I didn't care if it was Chuba Hubbard. Now that it's Miles Sanders, we're going to be able to run the football. That's something that we do in Carolina. We run the dang ball. So I feel very comfortable with that. And the weapons, we can all say whatever we want to say about the weapons, but we got to remember Cam Newton took us 15-1 into the Super Bowl with Ted Ginn Jr., with an old Jericho Cotchery, with a Philly Brown. These were his wide receivers over there. Now, RTP, I know you ready to fire off. I got this one. We've seen this happen before with young receivers or unproven receivers in Carolina. And with a defense that we have, with all these playmakers and the Brian Burns, you heard what Aaron Rodgers and them talking about. Block him. Are you going to block him on the Hard Knocks? They knew he was a bad pass rusher, but he's just an animal. They talking about him being in the top of the NFL at his position. That's how dominant he's going to be in this 3-4. So, yes, we have the makeup of the secondary and a J.C. Horn of a feet belt corner that can thrive like Patrick Surtain did under Everroe. Yes, we got name it. Frankie Louvu, the linebacker that's going to fly around and be everywhere. Name it what you want. Down the middle with Derek Brown. What you want. We are strong. And so, yeah, with the best coaching staff in the division, I know everybody keep talking about that, so I'm going to say it too. Yes, we have everything we need to win this division because we damn near did it last year with all the turmoil that this team went through. So, yes, I'm confident.
All right. Any final words? You got rebut.
On the flip side of how we could be the worst.
Yeah, you want us to do
that? Yeah, we can, because I forgot that other one got messed up. But
how we could be the worst is Bryce isn't what we think he is, and he's a flop. Because we don't have a backup plan. It could be Frank Wright is Matt Rule 2.0 with poor clock management, bad late game execution, questionable decision making. And another way is I have consistently said it throughout the offseason. Our secondary doesn't have the best track record as far as playing 17 games. So, and we didn't do anything to really get the depth of that better. So if JC or Dante miss extended time and you're asking CJ Henderson, Lord, CJ Henderson, Lord, help you. To be the number one corner or number two corner, then it gets a little crazy.
So let me say this like I broke down the. Oh, you had something to say, Mike, or no?
Yeah, I was just gonna give my part of it, but you can go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll finish after.
I bet. Yeah. So, man, the way I look at this is I don't think Bryce is gonna be anything other than stellar. I just hope he can, stay healthy, and I don't see any reason why. But the game's won in the trenches, won and lost in the trenches. So if our offensive line isn't what it was last year or improving or at least staying par to what it was last year, then that can create problems in the run game and along with protecting Bryce, which could derail our season. And also if the players that we have just doesn't mesh as well as I think they will in Everroe's defense. You got to remember we're transforming from a 4-3 to that 3-4, and these guys haven't been playing this for years. So, we got some guys that are new to it, some guys that know it. So, but we have a smart enough defense, I believe, that I think is going to play out. But you never know. I didn't like what I saw from Shaq Thompson out there, and he seemed like he was la la land. And so, if you find where he's at, throw the ball, and it might be a completion. But anyway, yeah. So that's kind of how I think it can derail, and we might not be ready. Frank Wright. I'm gonna throw it out there. Frank Wright is 0-4 and a tie in week ones. He has not had a week one victory as a head coach ever. Now he starts off slow.
The same starting quarterback. for week 1 either.
Hey, man, he ain't got it this time. This is the first time quarterback.
Just throw out the facts. Well, just throw out
I'm just man, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm in the building.
Oh, my other worry would be maybe a little bit from the Jets game is I'm never really the biggest fan of the 3-4 because I think it depends a lot on your nose being dominant enough to stop the run. And for a minute on that first drive against the Jets, we were having trouble stopping the run until we buckled down once they started getting down the field.
So I'll say this. I don't think Bryce is going to be a bust. I don't think a lot of these quarterbacks that come into the NFL, especially in the first round, second round, I don't think none of them are like, oh, they come into the NFL and they're bust. They're not good. We were fooled. I think a lot of it has to do with their situations, the coaching and developing of them. Okay? So I don't think you'll end up finding out, oh, he's a bust. Now, what I think can happen is, again, I spoke on this with you guys before, the fact of, oh, he can obtain all this knowledge and just throw so much knowledge to him and so much plays and all these protections and all these, just put too much on his plate because he's able to remember or whatever. But then when he gets on the field, now he's looking at these different protections and now he's looking at a tall Bulls defense blitzing from him this way and that way, and shit's just gonna go haywire for him. That's what I see going bad. His weapons, you guys are already doing it. The media's already doing it, giving him the excuse of his weapons are not playing at his level. His weapons are not doing his job. So in him thinking that, like, okay, well, I'm running, I have the right to run because my weapons suck, or not trusting my weapons, or, and just getting into this mode of not trusting someone's going to get open and just ignoring the read because he just doesn't believe in his weapons and taking off running or just throwing the ball away or just cutting the process too short. That's what I think could possibly happen. And I don't think when Team Money says, do you think Bryce is going to be worse than, and he names up all these quarterbacks. No, I don't think he's going to be worse than all those quarterbacks playing for you guys. But, because he's more talented than those guys, but he's a rookie. There's a lot of things he's going to be going at. And who knows what his journey is going to be, bro. Who knows what he's going to run into in an NFL defense where the rest of the NFL says, oh, shit, he's struggling with that. And then just week after week, NFL's throwing it at him. He could lose his confidence. He could just not trust his line no more. He could not trust his weapons more. There's so many things. And I don't think it's going to be, I wouldn't have the balls enough to say, oh, yeah, like it's done for him. I would never do that because we don't know anything. But I'm positive, really positive, watching you guys this preseason, that he's going to have some bumps, mean bumps and bruises. And you guys are going to go through a lot of roller coaster situations with this kid. And he might have better talent than those other quarterbacks, but you're gonna end up with some of the same results at certain games because it's just a rookie. He's a rookie, bro, and I think he's gonna go through a lot of bumps and bruises. And that's why I think you guys are gonna be there with the Falcons. And I think it depends on Bryce. In the middle of the season, I can see him maybe picking it up, maybe things starting to click, maybe him starting to realize things better, maybe even finding his number one wide receiver, his favorite blanket or something, and all of a sudden things get a little bit easier, and all of a sudden now you're winning a little bit more games than the Falcons and you pulling away. I can see that too. So that's why I see you and the Falcons, like I feel like the Falcons are going to stay here. I think you guys are going to start under the Falcons, but then once Bryce starts getting it, you might start leaving them or you might start staying with them. So that's how I see it.
The biggest reason that I have that I don't think he would ever reach the point of the things that you're saying is I just think that's not his personality. He doesn't have, and I love him, my favorite quarterback. He doesn't have the Cam personality of I can do it all by myself. If the receivers ain't doing this and the O-line ain't doing this, I can just put it on my back because I'm Superman and will my way to win. Bryce, a little bit more.
I don't think that either. I think it's more of a throw it away or just kill the. I don't think he's gonna try to run somebody over. So I think he's just gonna be like, fuck it, like the play's dead, nothing I can do.
But
that's what I.
But look, and he should do that. That's a smart decision Just get rid of the ball and do
It's
whatever. And
also
even
sometimes
if
that
you're talking about running, you was talking about him running. That's still moving the chains. That's getting
Right.
yards. Positive playing. That's football. That's today's football. We're gonna see that. This is one thing that I think we should throw in there, and I want to call it out because Trill put it out there. You know they have tape on Todd Bowles' defense, right? But they don't have tape on this offense. So they can design certain things and game plan about the tape that they've seen multiple times in Todd Bowles' defense. But how can you game plan? I mean, we're gonna play y'all late, so y'all have
so why does that even matter? We're gonna have plenty of tape over the season.
But still, I mean, we can play that game all we want to. I just say this is a great time to transition to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because we ain't heard nothing from y'all.
But
y'all
quick,
sitting over there want to bash everything else, and that's
quick.
fine. Get yours in, T-Money. I'm just trying to transition because we'll be sitting on Carolina for the next hour and 30 minutes, and I got to carry my ass to bed.
You're right.
Real
quick, as far as what DJ and Mike already said is he's used to not playing with the best talent in the world at Alabama. So even when he's running around sometimes, it's not I'm running around because I'm trying to be Superman. It's I'm running around because I know I don't have the best weapons, so I'm giving them an extra chance to get open, to throw it down the field to them, rather than a CJ Stroud and a Justin Fields both played with 5 first-round NFL receivers that they know gonna get open. Marvin Harrison ain't having no problems getting open. Chris Olave ain't having no problems getting open. Like, so I mean,
this ain't the same thing.
I'm saying most of the time, last year, Bryce's best receiver was really Gibbs.
But it's still Alabama, bro.
And like you say, your perception is your reality. Yours is your reality. It ain't nothing wrong with that. We gotta wait and see. And it's a great thing. We got football in about a little over a week left. Yeah. So it's gonna be a great debate. But it's a perfect. I love it because you standing strong on yours, RTP, and so are you, T Bunny. So hey, only time will tell.
All right, let's go to the Bucs.
Transitioning.
Matt Rule lost in a Matt Rule way, though.
Yes, he did. He sure did. 13-10.
Fourth quarter collapse. Matt Rule is best.
All right. So, dang, this has been so long. I don't even remember where we. So, RTP, I say you go ahead and just spark it off because, like I said, I'm ready to say why we can win it, why we can lose it. But go ahead.
Well, for me, I think it's easy why we can win it. I think we have the best defense. We have the most dangerous defense. We have a defense that literally had to carry our offense last year. And I think our offense is going to be better this year. People laugh about Baker and all this stuff. And again, I think what Panther fans don't realize is we're not trying to ask Baker to stand in the pocket and sit there and be Tom Brady. We're not doing that. That's not what we're doing. Team Money, I told you last year, put Kyle Trask in, put Blaine Gabbert in, put anybody that has an arm in. Just give me somebody that's going to sit there, throw the freaking ball to Mike Evans. That's it. That's all. We do that, we're averaging more points than we were averaging with Brady. That's how I feel. Sit in the pocket, just throw that shit up to Evans. At minimum, that's what Baker's going to do. He's going to just sit there and where's my best guy and just throw it to him. That mixed in with Dave Canellis' play calling and the simple routes and all the the easy play calling and all that stuff, I think we could be pretty decent offensively. Then you mix in the fact that I actually think we might have a run game. We might have something that resembles some type of a run game. I definitely think we're going to average more than 17.5 points this year. And if we do that with the defense that can replicate, that hopefully that's what they do. We're going to need them to replicate what they did last year, which was average about 18.5 giving up. I think we could easily win this division. I don't see nobody else. I don't see the Panthers or the Falcons beating anybody or I don't see us losing to anybody that they can beat. The only one that I see is the Saints because they got Derek Carr. And again, I think they're just there and we can surpass it or we could be under it. And that's how I feel about it.
But you're playing a number one division winning schedule, though.
It's the same schedule as you guys. It's just 2 different games?
3.
But
all right. Well, I'll say my part when it comes to why we can't win the South, and I think it is very simply put. I mean, the most winning pedigree is on this team. The ones that have done it, seen what it looks like through injury and everything else, have done it. Majority of the players on this team were part of the reason why we have a Super Bowl and 2 back-to-back division titles. They're still on this team, right? I still believe in the players that we have here. I killed it last year. I'm gonna stop beating that drum. We got the whole Byron on this thing. I talked about him all this year. Dave Canales, and I said it earlier if you weren't here earlier, Dave Canales will not be as bad. And RTP did touch this as Byron Leftwich was. If you look at his history from Arizona and what he did last year, it was almost the same mess in Arizona that got them fired over there as it was last year. And just like everybody else, like you said, everybody's saying we got the 7 wins, even with this, that, and the third. We got the 8 wins with Tom Brady taking 2 weeks off during training camp, going up to Boston to attend we watched him go through a divorce during the season. Like, I don't know if y'all married. I could not imagine me divorcing my wife and playing a game that I have to pay attention. That's like getting in the car drunk as shit and you trying to get home and expect you to get home. That's a hard thing to do. I mean, I've done it before. But it's not something you should do.
He's a goat, though.
I don't remember how the hell I got home at all. But it's not what you want to do. And that's kind of what it felt like it was last year. I mean, Tom Brady did not look like Tom Brady. And you got to remember, for us, kind of what RTP was talking about, we won a lot of games because the defense held on long enough where they finally said, F it, your playbook, let Tom do it, and get a couple points at the end. Hell, and when it didn't work, we watched the Green Bay game where we lost to the Packers 10-12. Like, that game was terrible. Like,
must be because I don't even remember it.
This is what I tell RTP though, that I feel like y'all missing is in some of those situations where Brady might suck all game and then figure it out into the last drive or the last 2 drives. Baker's gonna throw interceptions or have drives that he doesn't do anything in some of those situations, though.
But the point is to not be in that situation.
I think RTP.
Hold on, T-Money. No. I'm gonna touch what you just said. I'm not taking what the fuck I saw when you sitting here talking about Matt Rule still sucking the way he's sucking in college football and what he did last year. I'm not a Baker fan. I'll tell you right now. Mike knows for a fact. I've been killing Baker. I've been killing Baker since he was in Cleveland, right? But the faith that I have with a guy, I watched him make Kyle Trask look like a formidable quarterback in the NFL. Again, go back to the draft. I was not a Kyle Trask fan. I looked at Kyle Trask very similar to the way people looked at Manziel and Mike Evans. He had Kyle Pitts. He had Tony. He had players over. He had Damian Pierce. He had players, and they elevated him, right? And I watched Kyle Trask with the help of John Wolford's quarterback coach, which I don't know who that dude is because he got John Wolford looking these. He got Kyle Trask. Anyway, but I watched him look better this offseason than I expected. Do I still think he's a starting caliber quarterback and that's somebody I want to see my future move forward with? No, I'm one of the people that's saying the Bucks and Jason Light have been very clear over the last since we got Brady. There's a plan in place and we are executing. That's all they've been doing is executing the plan. They're trying to clear their books now and still be competitive, but they retooled their roster to get younger, right? And now that they're younger and they're gonna get some experience, they're not gonna get their quarterback, which this quarterback class is like supposed to be one of the best quarterback classes that we've seen in I don't even know how many years. They're calling this like some people saying like there's like 10 to 15 quarterbacks that can come in this draft and actually be pretty decent.
They say that until it gets close to draft time.
I've never heard people talk as many quarterbacks this draft. Like if you pay attention to what's out here, and that's why I'm watching a lot of college football this year. So I want to see how real and who I like. I got a couple players, but I'll be watching a lot and see what's going on with that. But like I said, I guess go back to my whole why the Bucks can win it is because Dave Canales is what we think as advertised. And we successfully continue to be good on defense and actually have a balanced team and be better and just continue to win games. I mean, that's just the main thing. I think it was
And
a
real
very
quick,
excited team last year.
it's not the fact of we believe that Baker or Kyle Trask can go win it in the fourth quarter if we need that one drive. It's not the fact that we're counting on that. It's the fact that we're counting on not being in that position so much. Instead of being behind and having to do fourth quarter comebacks, now we want to be ahead one possession at least, or two possessions if we can. You know what I'm saying? And let our defense close out the game instead of the whole damn game hoping our defense stops them, so gives our offense a chance. Or then stop them again, give them another chance. Stop them one more time, give them another chance to make the game-winning drive. We don't want to be in that position. We want to be ahead now. Let's get ahead by 10 points and let the other team be like, okay, we got to score. And then here comes our very aggressive defense. When the other team has to be aggressive offensively, that's when we get our turnovers.
That's fair.
That's when we get our sacks. That's where we start making problems as a defense, really. You know,
but I guess
that's what we're counting on.
My question is, what makes you think that this offense is just going to just be better than it was last year because you brought in a guy that's calling plays, which he hasn't called plays since he was coaching JV years ago?
It's believing. It's kind of what.
If in doubt, throw it up to Mike, and Mike knows.
No, I mean, it's what kind of everybody.
But Mike ain't like that.
But
say what? What'd you say? Hold on.
First of all, T Money, that's not what's going to be, and that could be a whole nother segment we could talk about.
What RT. No. That's what RTP said.
First of all, I'm not even going to sit here. That's not.
And I ain't even saying.
We throwing it up.
I ain't even saying.
That's what RTP says.
That's not the offense.
When in doubt,
no, it's not the offense, but that's what Baker's gonna do.
Mike gonna make a play.
We've seen it all. We've seen it all. No, how is that a problem? It's Mike Evans. What you talking about? We've seen it all training camp.
But that's not how they've been deploying Mike Evans all preseason. Not preseason, but like during practice. All the tapes and everybody, he's moving from the Z to Y to the slot. Like he's all over the place. Like he's not just like you always knew what side of the field Mike Evans was going to be. That's why Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Evans got into the way they did, because Marshawn doesn't fucking move if Mike Evans doesn't move. So
I'm not saying that's our offense. I'm not.
Y'all different anyway, because RTP didn't want to get rid of Leftwich and he felt like get rid of Brady.
Leftwich wouldn't have been good for Baker. Maybe Kyle Trask because he was already in the system, but he wouldn't have been good for Baker for sure. There's no way Baker would have been able to handle that offense. My point is, I'm not saying that's our offense, DJ. I'm not saying that David Canales is going to say, hey, just run down and just throw it to Mike Evans. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Baker as a quarterback, that's what he's going to do. He's going to just be like, who's going down there? Oh, it's Mike Evans? All right, I'm going to take this shot. That's what he's going to do as a quarterback. That's him. That's how he's going to be. And that's why I said, at minimum, at least we got that. I know we're going to do that. Now, if you were saying Kyle Trask is our quarterback, Kyle Trask ain't going to just throw it up just to throw it up. Kyle Trask won't do that. But Baker, he will.
And that's the difference in y'all two anyway. RTP don't care about interceptions.
Yeah, because y'all keep throwing the ball. I'm trying to see how y'all going to run the ball better. I didn't see a better running game from the offensive line in preseason since we want to see preseason take. I mean, we
definitely saw more movement on our O-line for sure.
I mean, you've seen definitely.
I seen Mop and Hideki struggling.
Exactly.
Early, he got better as he got to the third preseason game. He definitely.
That was literally the first preseason game only.
He struggled against the Jets. He's definitely struggled.
No, he struggled against the Jets.
I mean, Ike Ekwonu struggled. So what are we talking about?
No one's saying that anybody's struggling. He always just
the end all be all. But I'm not saying you're not right. I'm the one that said that he struggled a little bit. But I'm just saying.
So that's all we saying. We
got killed for not being able to block the Jets.
Yeah, because everybody couldn't block the Jets on your team.
We was getting talked about like we was the worst offensive line that ever touched the football field.
Your whole O-line couldn't stop anybody on the Jets.
Well, we went with I don't even want to go to Carolina like that because we get down to the rest of it. So, Mike, go ahead and say what you were going to say about the Bucks, so we can kind of
wrap this up, man. I don't know, man. I gotta see it, and
fair. I'm not saying you're wrong.
And Dave Canales is not somebody I'm just going to automatically crown as a play caller when he's never done it before. And so I'm not saying that he can't, but I have to see it. He got to show me that he can take Baker Mayfield and Rashad White and we know Chris Godwin and Mike Evans.
Sean Tucker.
But I know Baker Mayfield as being the wide receiver one killer. It don't matter who he was with, he was killing that wide receiver one. So Chris Godwin, I expect to have a big season or one of those other receivers. But we gotta see. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm not counting y'all out. But
yeah, I think it's really not the fact that we think we're going to be a top 10 offense or top 15.
No.
I don't even know if that's even possible. Like, the simple fact is that many of us that are taking his stances, we thought Byron Leftwich was that bad, right? And that's since he was still that bad, and what was going on behind the scenes, which there should be a book written on that shit. We just feel like now everybody's on the same page, and it should look a lot better because there was no camaraderie with Byron Leftwich and Todd Bowles at all. None. That's been reported multiple times. And that's why Byron was the first person that got fired from Jump Street, because that was not his guy. So, I don't know. Like I said, we're going to see. But on the opposite side, the reason why we can lose is kind of what people are kind of saying, right? I mean, Dave Canales isn't ready, right? It's obvious that he needs some more experience. He makes bad decisions from an offensive standpoint. Because I do think we're gonna swim or drown due to the offense, because the offense was that bad last year, and we still found a way to win the division, right? So we're gonna, if it's as bad again, the division has gotten better, and we will sink in this division.
And we don't have Tom Brady for the fourth quarter.
Well. And we also, and it's unfortunate. Not unfortunate.
Over the ball.
Dave Canales is not going to be able to show, because he's only going to have 1 year. So there's a lot of pressure. I would say there is pressure on that coaching staff to perform. I don't know if it's because we don't know what the Glazers are going to do, right? I mean, the Glazers are one of the most fickle, unpredictable. They got a soccer team that every fan hates them. You just don't know what they're going to do. And if they come out here and have a terrible showing and the offense is not good, because that is Jason Light's decision, that's Todd Bowles' decision, they might turn around and get rid of them, and that could be huge problems for the Bucs going forward.
I agree.
What's the problem?
I don't think there's anything else besides that. I have full confidence in my defense players. I have full confidence in my defensive coordinator. I have full confidence in my weapons. Low key, I have confidence in my O-line. Not that I have confidence in my quarterbacks, but I know who they are. And I think it's all going to come down to Dave Canales. Can he protect our quarterbacks good enough? Is he going to put our quarterbacks in harm's way? Is he going to be able to make the right calls? Is he going to be able to be aggressive when it's time to be aggressive? Is he going to be able to be conservative when it's time to protect the quarterback and be conservative? It's all completely on Dave Canales. I agree with you. That's our season.
So there's no part of y'all that thinks y'all defense will take a step back at all.
Well, no, that's strange. So it's just Dave Canales is what you're saying.
All right. Well, I was going to come back again because I thought about it while RTP was talking. It's exactly what everybody's saying. Baker is who Baker is, right? I mean, we kind of got a snapshot of it with Panthers, and it just doesn't get any better. And he ends up, just looking like straight crap. Kyle Trask ends up coming in, showing that he's inexperienced, which he is. He hasn't been able to see, live bullets thrown in a live game yet, consistently. That's the main reason why he didn't win the quarterback competition, because one has 68 starts. Right. Kyle Trask came in a half. So that's a hard thing for a coach to be like, I'm going with the guy that's only had a half of football in the NFL. I think it's going to work. So Baker is a big part of the success with this team, and he can't be terrible. I mean, he has to be a little close to average to maybe a little bit below like the 20s area for us to have success as well, along with Dave Canales.
Yeah, I'm just the funny part to me was DJ had a conversation with me before. I'm glad that RTP didn't mention something. because if he would have came in here and said that because it was sounding like you were going that route.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot.
No, I don't have any issues with the team. I just know we're gonna win and be this and that. Then that would have shown me that you being very unrealistic right now, my brother.
Is that me or are you talking about RTP?
RGP. So I'm glad he gave something with the Dave Canales thing. So I appreciate that. But I think this part right here in this post that's up, I think that's a huge miss for y'all. He's the vocal lead. The great thing is the guy had a lot of experience. What's his name? I can't think of it right now. Your center, but he got experience. Like Ainsley. He got experience last year, and that's the best thing you can have for him. And I pray he stays healthy. Because if he goes down,
I don't really. Yeah, if he
y'all
goes
been
down,
having
we're
offensive line injuries the last what?
Just last year, really.
Just last year, or was everybody was perfect Super Bowl?
No, we had one.
We had injuries.
We had one. We had one injury.
Yeah, we did. I know you did. We had injuries,
but he came. But Stinney came in and he played pretty damn good. So
but that was Super Bowl.
Ryan Jensen thing. Yeah. I will not discount this at all. And Mike kind of took the thunder of it. That if Ainsley didn't have to play a whole season already, you don't know what it's going to be. And the thing that works in Ainsley's favor is that he is more of an athletic lineman. That this zone gap reach thing that's what he did in Notre Dame. He's like I say, he's athletic. He doesn't do well with power straight up to him. So now that there's going to be a lot more moving with the line because Dave Canales talked about all the time. We want to get those rushers going horizontal before they're coming forward. So, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see because, like I said, he is an unknown commodity, right? And that's the part that there is that scariness of it. But, it's how much faith you have him. But when it comes to Ryan Jensen, it's sad because I think his career is over. I mean, he has no cartilage in his knee. He can't get surgery because they say if he gets surgery, it's actually going to be worse. And I'm not talking why I thought we need to draft a damn center in this draft, but we're not even going to go there. But, yeah.
You were all over that.
I never thought of him as our future anyways, to be honest. I looked at Ryan Jensen. I looked at
Ryan
Ainsley.
Brings an attitude on
he does. He does.
I mean, he sets his own. Like that's a big.
I always thought Robert Hainsey was going to take a spot anyways. I thought that was going to be one of those contracts where we're like, okay, we're not in that Super Bowl thing. Get him out of here, and we got Robert Hainsey and bring him in, and now that's our starter, and we're going to roll with him. I always thought he was going to take over. As soon as we drafted him, I was like, okay, he's probably going to take over Jensen's spot. So it does suck that he's hurt, but to me, I always felt like Robert Hainsey was going to be the starter anyways. Not if he was healthy, obviously, but as the future. So
one thing, like I said, neither one of y'all really talked about or even said as a possibility. So both of y'all think there's no way y'all defense takes a step back.
It took a step back last year. I mean, it wasn't as good, run blocking. I mean, stopping the run. I think that because now you have Devin White in a year, I think Devin White had close to, if not the worst year he's had in the NFL last year. So there was steps definitely taken back, and there is some concern, right? I mean, you got Logan Hall, which in my opinion, we still don't know him as a commodity. I'm very confident in Kalijah Kancey, even though he might start a little slow because he didn't play a lot of preseason due to that calf injury. But as a player, I think I think the speed that we added to the defense, Ryan Neal in the secondary, I think that's good. I think Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean are known commodities and are average to above average corners, and as a duo, one of the better duos in the NFL. So as a defense, and then like you said, Todd Bowles calling it. You can say you got tape on Todd Bowles, but Todd Bowles has been a wizard and still be able to be in that top tier of pressures and sacks damn near every single year. Now we have to get back to where we stopped the run, but our defense and we've been one of the better get off on third down type teams, but we also got to get the team to third down, which we had a little problem with, I think, last year as well. But,
and again, I only think the reason why we took such a step back in stopping the run is because of our offense. Our offense was so anemic It gave a lot of other offenses chances of continuing to trying to pound the ball against us. Continue to try because we were anemic as an offense and wasn't putting points on the board, and let the other offense just continue to try, and then they break one, and then continue to try, break one, and then break one, and then continue. That's the only reason why I think we took a step back. So when you say as far as taking a step back as a defense, in yardage, maybe in yardage running the ball, maybe in yardage throwing the ball, I don't know. I really don't care. As far as points, that's what I care about. And I think we can be either we'll be better at stopping them from scoring points, and if we do take a step back, we better have a bigger step forward in turnovers because of the other team having to score as well as keeping up with us, hopefully. So that's what I care about. As long as we either keep them 18 and a half and under, or if they are scoring a little bit more on us, that's because they have to score because of our offensive scoring. So that's what I'm hoping happens. So if we take a step back,
not an injury. I mean, not a concern right now.
Who? Winfield's injury? I mean, I don't know what it is, how serious it is, but if he can't play, obviously that's a concern. That's a blow.
Yeah. When it comes to Winfield, yeah, obviously he's one of the anchors on our defense. You know, he's in his third year. Young player, yes, that can be a concern because we will be having Kevion Merriweather starting, which he ain't flash enough for me.
They'll probably put Delaney.
Nah, I don't know what they're gonna do with Delaney. I don't know what they're gonna. But when I saw the practices, Merriweather was there with the first team defense. I saw some pictures showing him, not Delaney back there.
Well, Delaney started in preseason 3.
I mean, that doesn't mean anything because Levante didn't start. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but I'm saying Winfield didn't play, and they put Delaney in for Winfield's spot. So that's what I think.
They put D Delaney at both nickel and safety. I mean, they showed his flexibility of playing both, and that's the main reason why he made his roster.
Exactly.
Chris Izian is going to be our nickel, and he's going to be that quasi. He can do everything and special teams. I think he's going to be there as a backup. And if Merriweather doesn't come out there and look good, they'll probably switch him out, right? I mean, that's very much that could happen. But they think he's a smart guy coming out of Iowa. Those players are very cerebral and smarter, right? So they liked him a lot because they paid him a little extra money to come to Tampa.
Yeah, you know, they were high on Jack Campbell, so they watched a lot of Iowa film, and I'm sure he stood out on that film. So just want to throw that out there. Good catch, T-Money. Good catch on that.
All right. So any last words on the Bucks? Or are we gonna do these divisions so we can get out of here?
Yeah, because Saints don't get you don't show up, you don't get broken down.
He talked way too much shit to not show up, so he ain't getting that. You don't show up, you don't get nothing. If you leave, you don't get no more either.
Now you can say I was gonna bet you, but you didn't show up.
Oh man! All right, so we're not doing records because that will take all that damn night. We're just gonna do what your prediction ranking of this division is gonna end up being after week 18. Who wants to roll that dice first?
I'll go first. Shoot. I'm gonna start it off with a bang. You already know. I'm putting Bucks 1, bro. I really think people sleeping on us. I'm telling you. Listen. Again, I think people sleeping on the run game that we might have. I think people are definitely sleeping on our weapons, and I think some people might be sleeping on Dave Canellis. I'm gonna just put my faith out there for Dave Canellis, and if it's right, we win in the division. If it's right, if Dave Canellis does his thing, we win in the division. And then after that, I'm gonna go Saints. I'm really trying to think, like, do I believe Bryce Young is going to get it together in the middle of the season? Because I do think you guys are going to struggle in the beginning. I'm gonna give it to y'all. I'm gonna give it to y'all. Your guys are third, and then I'll go Falcons. I just don't like the Falcons. I'll go Falcons 4th.
Next.
I don't know. Shoot, y'all looking like y'all.
I'm ready.
First, the division winners. The Carolina Panthers.
I'm happy I went first.
Second.
Yeah, shake it up.
Atlanta.
Yeah, I do gonna do that. Shake it up. Go ahead. What's next?
Third. The New Orleans Aints, the Paperback Boys. Fourth, and in the Caleb Williams. Well, now y'all ain't gonna be nowhere close to the Cardinals. Cardinals, they gunning for Caleb. Fourth is gonna be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I didn't even realize Caleb was in there. He's on the West Coast. Yeah, that'd be a good spot for him. They need some excitement over there.
Yeah, they doing get rid of Murray, huh? Kyler got to go.
That was a mistake that your boy made that you can't stand. Sarkeesian, whatever his name is.
Cliff Kingsbury. I can't stand.
Damn, I gave it. That's another terrible.
You want me to go, man?
I mean, it don't matter. Y'all want to do alternate? All right, I'll go.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that.
All right. Hurts my heart, but it's going to be the Saints. They're going to win this division, unfortunately. I feel like it's going to be hard for them to screw this up. I look, just their schedule. I know they can start slow. If I believe Dennis Allen is as bad as he is, and Derek Carr is just not a winner, they're gonna fuck it up. And this, I hope it goes that way, and they just F it up, and they're getting fired.
I mean, it's always the Saints. Even when they were at their best, they'll have a team, they'll lose a game where it's like,
which again, I'm planning on that.
If you losing them,
right? But right now, me being fair and just trying to be as transparent about it as possible, I just look at it and just think the Saints, if they do the right thing with their old ass roster, they should be able to win this year. Now, going forward, that's a whole different story. I do think it's going to be Tampa number 2 for main reasons I already talked about. I do believe in what we brought in. I do believe in the plan that's in place, and I do think they're going to execute it. But I don't think it's ready to be the winner of this division yet. But there's a good chance we'll be fighting for that wild card. I do think Carolina's after that. I do believe in Bryce. Frank Wright, he is a guy that seems like he starts slow, and I think that's what's going to put y'all behind the 8 ball, and that's what's going to cause y'all to fall a little short. Y'all might be close to us. I won't be surprised if it's a game or 2 from where we're at. And the Falcons, look, I wish Sean was still here because I'll tell him straight to his face. There's a lot of hype to a team that has not won anything in a long damn time. There's a lot of hype to Arthur Smith, who is changing the entire offense that we watched win those 7 games, that now they're trying to we're just going to play Madden, insert some players, and now we're just going to automatically just start winning 10, 11, 12, 13 games. The NFL doesn't work that way. I mean, they tried to play that game with Kansas City last year, and when they were saying Kansas City was going to be 3rd, 4th, like maybe 2nd, and hell, they even played that with the Seattle Seahawks. I'm not saying we are either one of those teams. I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
Did it with the Dolphins too.
Yeah, and they struggled down when they caught up to Mike Daniels. You saw that they freaking went on the losing streak at the end of the season. But anyway,
Tua got hurt. I don't know why we just.
But he did get hurt. But
Tua was losing games before he got hurt, though.
It still didn't matter. Anyway, that's what I'm talking
to the Niners.
I finished my thing on the damn Falcons. I still have to believe, and I was actually a Desmond Ridder guy. I need to see that Desmond Ridder can deliver the ball and put the damn ball in the end zone. He's the only guy, and I know it's only preseason, right? But every team found a way to put the damn ball. I don't care if it was first, second. They could not get the ball in the damn end zone. I think they scored 1 rushing touchdown. And you can't tell me players weren't at least trying to do that. Okay. And I just don't think, and I do think the defense is going to be a little better, but I do think what the offense we saw early the season last year is going to take a step down, and it's going to cause them to end up in another place where they're going to be 6 wins or 7 wins and be in the same damn place Arthur Smith has been in year 1, year 2, and now year 3. There's a lot of faith in somebody that hasn't shown us that he can win and has a winning record in the NFL. That's what I got. Mike?
But then you'll have Dennis Allen winning. And he ain't showed us he can coach either.
And that's very fair, too. That's very fair. I mean, you're right. And I think that's why it's shaky for me feeling like the Saints are going to do it, because I do like their roster. I don't like Derek Carr. I do not think he's a winner. I think they put him on this pedestal that he has not earned. And it's just hard looking at looking at the players, the teams they're playing, the experience they got. It's hard for me to think that they can't at least get 10 wins. Like I looked at their roster, their schedule, and I'm like, they got to get at least 10 wins, or not at least. They should get about 9 to 10 wins off that schedule. And I think everybody else might fall a little short and they also have a system in place that's been already there. Pete Carmichael's been there. Dennis Allen's been running that defense. No other team has that, camaraderie in this division. So
Pete Carmichael ever ran it as well as who we got it from?
But I'm not sitting here saying they're going to win 13, 14 games like Peyton. God damn it.
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton used to do. I'm definitely not saying. I'm saying this year they're gonna stumble and just accidentally win the division. That's why I feel like
I think they're gonna stumble and accidentally lose some games, and it starts.
I hope you're right. I hope I'm wrong. I promise you, I hope I'm wrong.
And we'll be right there to be like, thank you.
Yeah, right.
And I think it starts with going against King Henry and Hopkins in week 1.
Because their interior, they got problems, and that's why I wish that he was here. But we can't really, I don't want to rag.
I think those first 5 games are going to be tough for them, very tough. But I'm gonna start at the bottom. Started from the bottom. Now I'm here. I did some earlier and just kind of did the schedule, but I don't want to do my ranking from the schedule. I just want to go with my heart. So I'm going to speak from my heart. All right, I'm going to start with
Hold on. I got you. Go ahead now.
All right. I'm going to start at the bottom. I think this team is a year away. They got a lot of pieces, a lot of talent, but I just think they're a year away. And that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I got them finishing 4th. But my schedule, I had 7 wins, so that wasn't bad.
Still better than Vegas.
Yeah. So next, I have. This was a tough one for me, man. Because I'm going to go to the Atlanta Falcons. I just think that their inability to put the ball in the end zone through the air is going to bite them in the butt. And they also have a first-time head defensive coordinator calling plays and stuff too. So you got to see how that's going to work out with that team. Second, Carolina Panthers. It took everything in me not to put us first because I believe Frank Reich can get this done year 1 like he did with the Colts. But it was just so hard, man. I know Frank Reich starts off slow, and just like RTP said, I don't know how long it's going to go. And I think some of those games early in our schedule we need to win because they were, I think, a little bit more favorable. But I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. So, but we're going to hit stride and we're going to go finish strong and take second. But the New Orleans Saints schedule, man, it's just kind of set up for them, and they have everything. It's the cohesiveness. They got guys, and I know it may not have been Sean Payton-esque, but they did finish 7-10 with their backup quarterback, who ended up being their starting. And now they believe that they got a better quarterback with some additional pieces with Chris Olave and Shaheed growing. They got more depth at running back. Like they feel very good about themselves. And if you know Dennis Allen, he might not have the best pass rusher outside of Cameron Jordan, but he still seems to have his defense up there in the top of the rankings. So what makes me think he won't still have that? So as tough as it is, because I can't stand, and that's probably the team I hate the most in the division. But Atlanta's coming up, though. Atlanta is definitely coming up. But I got them winning the division.
All right. So there you go.
But for anybody,
wait, you put the Saints on. You put the Saints
First.
third.
First.
So the Falcons are third.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let me make it
But
very
I mean,
clear.
for anybody watching, everybody knows that's the difference in our personalities. Is that DJ and Mike are the more we're gonna tone it down. We're not gonna. Even
I
if
was
we
thinking the
feel like
same
we
thing.
out the window. We're not gonna jump out the window. Now, me, RTP, and Sean J is gonna jump out
Nah,
the window. No
Now, I will
parachute.
tell you this right
We
now.
go, ah!
you
I'll
ain't
tell you
telling me
right now.
nothing.
Exactly.
You know that
I won't.
Hurricane Dahlia that just came through the damn coast.
Yeah.
Let this shit not play out the way that people are trying to play it out to be, which I don't think it's gonna play out. Y'all gonna see somebody that y'all ain't gonna want to see. It's going. I'm gonna get on y'all motherfuckers.
I can't wait for that. Let's
You know what
go.
I'm saying? Like, I promise you, all the shit. At the end of the day, national media, any of them YouTubers and bullshit, everybody thinks that the Bucks are a top 5 fucking team this year that's going to be drafted. Like majority of the people that's out here giving opinions. Both of you, T Money, you said the Bucks are going to be 4-2, right? See,
Yeah.
exactly. That's my point. And
It's not because y'all had a worse team, though. It's not because y'all had a.
I promise you better hope that shit happens. Cause I'm a annoying ass nigga you ever met in your goddamn life. I promise you that.
It's not because y'all. I don't think it's because y'all had a worse team, though. I just think it's part of it. Like I said earlier, is with y'all having a division winner schedule. I think y'all gonna lose some of those games where y'all playing the top teams from other divisions.
Yeah, but that's 3 games. You know what I'm saying? We all got to play the AFC South and the NFC North, and we got to play this division. That's a good.
Yeah.
That's what 15 or 14 games of the season.
And I know Baker has to start for y'all to do anything this year. Baker has to start fast. If Baker has a rough 1, 2, 3 games at the beginning, I'm gonna tell y'all just put Trask in at that point.
I don't even think we're a bad team. I think we're an average team.
But I'm saying Baker is as good as his confidence is. So if y'all start out like y'all play Minnesota, right? First.
Yeah.
If y'all upset Minnesota and Baker had a pretty decent game,
I'm sure for that week. I'm telling you. You think y'all say I'm very conservative right now? I'm telling you right now.
And like I said, I think we're.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think we're an average team. I think the Bucks are an average team. I think the Saints are an average team, but Dennis Allen is trash, so I think they're gonna fall beneath average.
They shouldn't lose.
And that
down here, bro.
Right. And I honestly don't think the Falcons or the Panthers are a good team, and that's why I think we're gonna win the division. It's not that I think we're like, oh, we're playoff. Watch us in the playoffs. We're scary. We're not that yet. I just think we're a good average team that has a good defense. And I think the Panthers are just not. They're not going to know who they are yet. They need time to get their shit together. And I think Falcons.
He acts like our defense is just Brian Burns playing by himself.
Well, this is funny because that's our perspective. Because I feel the exact same thing with Tampa. That's why I have y'all 4th. I don't think that your team is that good. I look at your team as my bad team with Steve Wilkes came out there and beat the crap out of y'all in Carolina, and then it took just C.J. Henderson just giving up the boot to Mike Evans on 3 straight plays, even though Keith Taylor got one of them. It was that. We were controlling that entire game, and I believe we are in a better position this year than we were last year. So perception is our reality.
Back over that game, we was controlling that game for most of the time.
Yeah. No, he talking about that Foskey thing, Greasy and Foskey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he knew we were controlling that thing. Yeah, Brady and Mike Evans just connected on 3 straight flies that should never happen. And
so when we come out and we look like, oh shit, it's a playoff team, you're gonna know.
I'm gonna give you crap.
You're gonna no. I want you to know that it was literally just Brady. I promise you.
No. They don't understand the turmoil. And they don't believe what we're saying that was going on. Everybody had issues, right? And
we had the same crap. I'm not fired, but y'all think that y'all just gonna automatically get there,
right? You got Bryce Young. You got a better coach, right? You're saying that was the thing, and you're only 1 game short.
Our 4 quarterbacks from last year.
The same thing. We only got 8 wins because we falling short as a bottom 5. You go look at the bottom 5 scoring teams, and you find one team that won the division.
DJ, I know you talking to a team that's been doing that. We've been doing it for years.
Look at our 4 quarterbacks from last year. PJ about to go back and be the XFL MVP.
That's the funny thing about it, I'm not discounting what
Jacob
you're saying.
not in the league. Sam Darnold a backup.
I'm just saying.
Hold on. You named all those quarterbacks, and you averaged more points than we did. Again, we had a quarterback who could not throw the ball down the field.
You still can't run. Period. That's the problem. I don't trust y'all running. Yeah, who y'all got? You got
forget the running game.
All right, so we gonna go here with that.
It's important, RTP.
Listen. Jameis Winston.
Like you don't have to
Jameis Winston, Fitzpatrick, right? The 2 years with Tom Brady, all top 2 passing yard offense. No run game.
But that's the thing.
Top 2 passing yard offense. Jameis, Fitzpatrick, because we didn't have a defense.
Trill said something that was very facts, and that's why I'm not sitting here arguing the fact that y'all had issues, right? Because I wasn't always tuned into the fact of what was going on with y'all locker room. Kind of like y'all weren't with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that's the point that I'm just trying to make. Yes, I understand y'all had problems. Y'all was swapping out, quarterbacks. You got rid of Matt Rule, who shouldn't have been in the NFL in the first place, which I told Mike Ass years ago about that shit. And yeah, you just basically won
trade away one of the best running backs in the league.
Trade away Christian McCaffrey. I understand all that shit, right?
Trade away our number 2 receiver and
chosen. We had a lame fucking offensive coordinator. We had a Tom Brady who was not investing, didn't want to be there mid-season after all this shit was going on with him.
That's you complaining about your offensive coordinator. RTP love Leftwich.
None of that matters, though. None of that matters. We had a quarterback that could not throw the ball, bro.
I don't even care about that.
He throws down the field
last year.
All of a sudden, he can't throw the ball.
You want to make these damn Hurts commercials that you see him do right now.
Baker gonna get this all bad at half the time trying to throw it down the field.
So what you're saying is that
watch the games. People, he over here trying to cheer people up. They're looking at the stands like, why is motherfucker talking? The shit ran its course. It was done.
Everybody in this division has something that they're holding on to say, this is why my team is gonna do this. Everybody, you got Derek Carr and all of the transformations that they're doing. They're feeling that, this is ours for the taking. You got the same in Atlanta with all the defensive pieces and getting
wide open division
and all that. It's up for everybody.
It's
so
not
you can
the same thing.
And feel like y'all got this thing in the hand. Look, we all feel that way, and it's just gonna come down to
start next week.
This is the one food of thought that I want to put in the Buccaneers fans' head is go back and look as bad as you think Brady played. How many turnovers did Brady have? And then think about how many turnovers you think Baker and this new offense gonna have.
I don't care.
You're moving the ball and executing for getting.
You never care, RTP. We know that. That's why you excuse Jameis throwing 30 picks.
Hell, we didn't excuse him.
As Bucs fans, we watched Mike Glennon throw 5 interceptions and like 20 touchdowns. That doesn't mean nothing. Like I watched shit with this team. Like what I saw last year was like up with the Mercer years with Greg Schiano. There was just no camaraderie just going on with that team, and it was just.
Mike, mark this down. The first time they going for a game-winning drive and Baker fumble getting sacked.
We'll say that's what we signed up for.
Right.
Again, that's what we signed up for.
Because you always want to go negative when it comes to the Bucs, but you never want to talk about the negative when it comes to damn Panthers. I don't mind talking about the shit that you're talking about. Right. You're right. But if somebody says, Bryce is too short, or Bryce is throwing back shoulders and fucking Hurts fucking lets the ball go through his hands, that's okay. We'll still find a way to do it, even though they can't catch the damn ball. Oh, well, they'll figure it out. The light will just turn on. That's cool for you, though, right?
And again, when you say, he's going for a game-winning drive and he throws an interception, see, we get it. He's not Brady. Fourth, we get it. But when we have games, when we win by 10 points or win by two touchdowns, we're going to say, see, we weren't able to do that with Brady. We never, ever did that with Brady. We were never able to go ahead, except for the Carolina game. where he magically was able to actually throw down the field. But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like he physically didn't have an arm last year.
But I love the fact that you are saying the lead. You're just already anticipating that this offense is about to be phenomenal.
You just heard him. 10
always,
bro.
Touchdown lead.
I'm not seeing that
again. With Fitzpatrick, with Jameis, with
okay. We'll see.
The last time with Mike Glennon.
Your offense was not dynamic that year. You did average more points than you did last year.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Our offense passing the ball has always been a problem since we've had freaking Vincent Jackson and Mike Evans. It's always been a problem offensively passing the ball. We've never.
You're gonna have to tailor your expectations, man. Y'all are gonna run the ball just as much as you throw the ball, or close to it.
Maybe
it's gonna be maybe a 60-40 split. I don't see
maybe
that's Baker and that's David Canales. They was running the ball damn near even in Seattle.
Maybe, and that's why I said it all depends on Dave Canales. If he's running it too much, and it's like, bro, air it out. Like if he's running it too much, and we should be throwing it a little bit more. It all depends on Dave Canales. That's why I said it.
Nobody's saying what you're saying cannot happen. I'm not denying that. It's just a simple fact that gotta be us, because it's just the Bucs are gonna go back to the basement that we all know them of. If it's not that, then what are you talking about? You don't know football. But everybody else gets like, oh, they're going to do that, right? And it's like, really? Like, yeah.
Everybody gets the benefit of the doubt of things going right.
I understand shit can go wrong, but that can go wrong for anybody. We just talked about that. We just talked about the Falcons where it can go wrong.
Right. Ain't nobody say that.
But it has to be like in stone when it comes to the Bucs, no matter what. If you say anything,
we have to prove it on the field.
Talking about
the Saints had the best roster, so they're automatically winning the division.
Say what? Say what?
The had the best roster, so they're winning the division. That's more of what you did.
What?
I think we have the best roster.
I looked at they got Dennis. They're the only team that had their defensive coordinator and their offensive coordinator in place. They're going to run a very similar play style. Everybody can probably admit that Derek Carr at this point of his career, like he has a little bit more juice to him than Andy Dalton, right? Now, how good that could be, I don't know. Because like I said, I'm not a big Derek Carr fan. I think that he's always been somebody.
What's Dennis Allen's most wins in a season?
Over trying to win games. That's
7
why
and 10
opposed to winning. That's how I always looked at Derek Carr.
I want DJ to answer though.
But again, they should.
What's the most wins Dennis Allen ever had in a season?
5. Like 7.
71 last year.
Yeah, I mean,
he know that because we talk about Dennis Allen with the Raiders and his terrible.
And
I mean, Derek Carr already got Dennis Allen fired once.
Yeah,
because you talking to me like Mike picked the Saints too, because it feels like they should trip and win it. We want them to do it? Hell no.
It's just the continuity, man. They already have been working, and I just feel like that gives an edge because we already have our system. These guys have been doing the same thing.
The same way you and somebody else said we can study Todd Bowles' defense. Pete Carmichael, Sean Payton's offense been in the league how many years now?
Yeah, but Pete can't run it like him.
And we're not. Yeah,
that's my concern.
Top tier, offense. But we can't also unsee what we saw in the preseason, right? It looks like they're on the same page, which comes with camaraderie, having the same coaching staff there. And yes, you are inserting a veteran quarterback. And he should look okay. I understand it was a lot of more dicking and dunking, but as they were playing, I thought the offensive line was going to be terrible this year. They even looked like they were kind of in sync. Trevor Payne, who I can't stand, looked like he did okay. Yeah. A lot better than I expected. I do think their D-line is going to be a problem. I don't believe in their interior. I don't believe in that Brian Breesy or Foskey month. I don't believe in either one of them. Cam Jordan's old. He's probably one of the better edge run defenders, but he can't rush the passer like he used to. Like, they have issues. I mean, everybody got damn issues.
They just cut Bradley Roby, and they secondary already.
But they got corners. I like Paulson Adebo. I like that Dallas Smith kid. I like Marshawn Lattimore. They got guys over there. But look, like my man said, Panther Nasty. Shout out to Panther Nasty. The division is wide open. And that's all it boils down to. And everybody can have their opinion on it, but we're gonna see it play out. Because mine was close. I had 10-7, 9-8, 8-9, 7-10.
Oh, it's gonna
That's
be
how
a
the
close.
division fell.
But it's gonna come down to. But yeah, everybody's
And
going.
as far as somebody who else run a round table, Louis T. If you ever watch this, I got smoked because he had the Saints running away with the division, 4-5 wins. I said, all right.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. Appreciate all y'all. We plan on. I think we're gonna do a couple shows going forward, so we're not doing these 2-hour things. Maybe Monday, Wednesday, or I know RTP mentioned Friday. We'll figure it out. But we definitely appreciate everybody that came in and out the damn chat. All the people that were commenting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share all this stuff, and watch out for all of us. We're gonna be. We got a matchup first week, so we're gonna have that. Well, if we can get Sean J back, I don't know what happened. It was to the fact where he felt like, why? Because I muted him, so I'm about to find that out later. But you already know it's your boy DJ with Big Talk Sports, and I'll let everybody else do their little thing, man.
Sean J, brother, we missed you. We missed you, big dog.
Yeah, man, that was unnecessary.
Yeah, man, this your boy Mike Riggs, man, Carolina Panthers representative. Thank y'all for tuning in. Good night. It's late. Much love.
RTP.
I did all this
Bucks,
talking. I don't want to talk no more.
PR podcast. You already know Peter and Red podcast. You already know, man. Buck Nation, stand up. They're gonna find out what it is this season. That's all I gotta say.
Well, this is your boy Mr. T Money 1993, aka Straight Facts. Make sure watch it. Chill out, dog. I ain't interrupt your shit, man. Representing the Carolina Panthers, your future division winners. And I'm out.
All right, y'all. Peace.
All right.